Welcome into this edition of MPW Digital Postgame Show presented by Realtree. We're only lacking Brian. Let's get him into the stream. As we get started, four of us here with you to discuss Ole Miss 34, Oklahoma 26. Weird football game today. A lot of stuff to talk about from this one, but the Rebels get the job done. They do the only important thing, which is get a W in Norman over the number 13 Sooners. Ole Miss now moving to 7-1 in the SEC, and they have a very, very manageable schedule the rest of the way. Florida, South Carolina, Citadel at home, 3 in a row, and then a road trip to Mississippi State. So we'll discuss how the Rebels got ahead, gave it up, and then came back and avoided what could have been a repeat of last week. Before we get into all that, let's talk about Realtree, Realtree.com. For that, sorry, I'm reading the chat. Sorry, Realtree.com. They are your lifestyle brand. They are your hunting gear, your camo, all the different ways Realtree can help you out. Again, Realtree.com there for that. We'll give stuff away later in the show. We will talk more about Realtree as well as we go on with here this program. Jeffrey's wearing mini ears. I don't necessarily know why, but that's fine.
My daughter told me to do it.
Oh, really?
Yep. She just said, "Here you go, Daddy, for you."
Okay. Well, good enough.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, I've got to, for some reason, I got logged out of my Hulu, so I've got to get logged back in. While I'm doing that, why don't each of you three, in whatever order, I don't care, just give some initial thoughts here while I'm getting this set up.
Tyler, you're the leadoff man.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Thought it was I thought the defense came to play. I thought they played their ass off, gave them a better than above average. I mean, like great chance to win the game. I was a little baffled with a couple decisions that probably cost Ole Miss 7 points on the scoreboard.
We'll get into that. Yep.
We'll get into that. I thought. I think I said earlier in the week I thought 28 was enough to win it, and it was barely, but it was. Yeah, I was
even more than enough. You had a point to spare.
Yeah, I thought that offensively, I thought they did some good things offensively. I thought they made some really explosive plays. I think the difference, if you really got into the minutia of this game from a coaching standpoint, the minutia and the difference in the game was Chambliss's ability to extend drives with his legs. I mean, I think there were 4, maybe 5 in the game. Little from a coaching standpoint, a lot kind of confused on why you take the guy out of the game in the red zone when that's kind of when you use that. So that was a little peculiar. And then the going forward on fourth down when your defense is going for the game, that was obviously I'm sure we'll talk about that. But just defensively, I thought they played their ass off, particularly a comeback from last week. I thought that the only really thing you take away the long run at the beginning of the first half and the long pass play that they keep getting confused on this rocket motion out of the backfield. It got them last week a couple of times, and it got them tonight. Something's going on communication in the back end. They got to get figured out pretty quick because people are going to see that moving forward. But besides those two big plays, I thought they played their ass off on defense. And then, like I said, offensively, I think Chambliss's ability to extend drives with his feet. And then look, man, I know this guy doesn't get talked about enough, but Lacey's ability to pick up pressure is uncommon. I mean, I know we like to talk about how well he runs and all that stuff, but this guy is stoning down backers and shit in the hole. And he got one late, but man, I'm talking about he will stick his nose up in there, no diddy, and he's legit in pass protection.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, I mean, I co-sign everything Tyler said. I mean, I think I'm going to start sounding like a broken record, but I just feel like we're getting closer and closer to NFL football. And yet again, look at the downs that mattered. Oklahoma, 4 of 14 on third downs. Their average distance to gain was 6.9. Ole Miss goes 9 of 21, 6.3. So largely pretty similar. When you look at yards per play, it's like 6 to 5.4. So pretty similar again. Offensive success rate, 23 for Oklahoma, 22 for Ole Miss. And then you just go to the red zone. Ole Miss got to the red zone 5 times, comes away with 22 points, while Oklahoma only gets to the red zone 3 times and comes away with 12. So, it's kind of like, what did you do with your drives? What did you do when it mattered most? Because everyone's pretty similar. Everyone's about the same. And then, obviously, another massive, massive play is the fumble on the punt return. Like, Ole Miss didn't turn it over. Oklahoma gets the 1 turnover. We're talking about a game that I think all of us would agree those teams are pretty similar. And Ole Miss did more things to win the game than Oklahoma did.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to add to either of those things. I kind of co-sign on all of that. It did seem like a little bit Lane Kiffin was coaching this game on tilt. I thought the decision to go for it like deep in their own territory or in third quarter was pretty nuts. But Ole Miss did enough to win the game in some ways, despite the way the game was like managed from a coaching staff standpoint, right? Because that last drive, I mean, it's already probably out of question. It's not an 8-point game. It's probably 10, 11, or however many points they left out on the board. If they make some different decisions. I thought the red zone thing was kind of weird too. As I always do, I'll throw it to Siski for a question. Why do they take the more mobile guy off the field in the red zone in favor of the less mobile guy? Someone floated a theory to me today. It's a height thing. They worry about his ability, Chambliss' ability to see over the offensive line in the red zone near the goal line toward the line of scrimmage. But taking the more mobile guy off the field in favor of a less mobile guy doesn't make any sense to me. What do you think they think about that?
Go ahead, Siski. Why do they pull a Trinidad Chambliss in the red zone, bud? Let's go. Woo! Take that one.
Yeah, bizarre. Thank you for teeing that up for me, Rippy. I make sure everybody just fucking tee off on my ass. I like that. I have no.
Sorry,
I got one for you. I don't have a fucking clue. I don't know. I don't have a clue. It was bizarre to me. I don't know. I'm just
a dumb, so I was just curious.
But there's no Confucius answer here. This is I'm just as dumbfounded as you are.
I can't wait. Jeffrey, go ahead.
Well, I think there's a couple of answers. Number one, you kind of answer your own question. As a former short quarterback at the goal line, it is tough to see. And I think also the other aspect of it is like they felt like they'd been setting this up. You know what I mean? Like, by God, we're going to push it, and we're going to push that button. I wouldn't be the first time a coach has basically been like, we put this on film, we're going to pay it off. I mean, the reality is the second down throw was wide open. I mean, like I want to be clear. I'm not defending that decision. I think this game, Lane coached this game like he thought Oklahoma was a lot better than they actually were. And another big part of this, and this is where I don't want Ole Miss fans to think I'm diminishing the win. This was a great freaking win. I don't know how else to say that. Oklahoma couldn't block Ole Miss. Because guess what? If you would have watched the film, Oklahoma can't block anybody. Like, that is a problem that they have. And the problem that I had with every decision Lane kept doing today was he was acting like because they broke off one big play, and I get it, he doesn't trust that defense, but Oklahoma can't block. They had 2 true freshmen at tackle, and they were just coaching the game like every decision they made kept Oklahoma in the game and kept the game from even going away. And I know the book will say, or whatever, coaches will say, hey, kick the extra point or whatever, go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. But, guys, there was 10 minutes left, and did anyone think that was going to be the last score of the game? Take the point. Like, there's going to be more points. Like, I hate chasing points that super early. And then on top of that, your 3-point field goal could have made it a 2-possession game. Like, I think I have been out on a lot of the using the quote-unquote analytics when it all just says go for it, because basically you're just looking for something to blame it on so that I can have an excuse. But today I think he coached that game in a fashion that kept Oklahoma in a game that should have been over with in the third quarter.
Yeah, I'm going to play off that. I'll go to that first couple super chats from you guys. Austin, appreciate you. As long as we don't do anything stupid and take care of business, have a real chance, one game at a time. Feels great after the week it's been. Love all you guys. Tyler, Chris, thank you. Tim with a big one. Hey, I'm good with that. Send a super chat, get you a little ad in on what you got going on. He goes, I got 3 customers from my Doc's Doggy Daycare shout out last time. We do daycare, boarding, and some grooming, no diddy, from a fully licensed and insured industrial facility in Corinth. Not got a problem with that. Thanks to Holden as well. So change the speed limit to 1 mile per hour for the Monmi Allen brothers. Yeah, we probably need to see a little more out of Princewell before I'm willing to go there. But he did have a big day today. Big day for him. They got after Mateer. Hey, let's go ahead and get this out of the way now because, I mean, I think for the most part, everybody's in pretty good vibe mode there in the chat. But, Siski, while we're explaining coaching decisions, I think you might have texted me during the game, so you already been thinking about this one. What was going positively through Lane's head to go for it on 4th down from his own, 17 or whatever that was when the game appeared to be in a bit of a control from his defensive standpoint. He was up 2 scores. So go ahead and take that one away while we're going.
No idea, boss. No, I genuinely, I was a little lost. And look on the first thing with, I mean, somebody was texting me. I said, well, hell, at least Lane knows he was a dumbass because he called himself a dumbass on TV on the first one. So he already owned up to that one on the field. But I get the only thing I'm not justifying it because I disagree with it. I would have punted 1,000 out of 1,000 times. But the only thing I'm thinking of is he saw the same defense on film. He saw it last week too. Maybe he thought he needed to keep scoring and keep the ball. I have no idea. But up to that point, Oklahoma, the only thing they had going for them offensively was the long run and long pass. One was a miscommunication and one was, bad run fits because I think the back end saw that he was kind of hid. He kind of got stopped behind the line and they had some overrun on the run fits from the back end and he kind of popped out of there. But I don't know, man. When defense is playing that well, you gotta let them cook. And Mateer was missing a lot of stuff today. I mean, he had a couple of accurate throws, but he wasn't just missing. It was very obvious early on. He wasn't just missing accuracy wise. He was missing decision making wise too. Like even on the last 4th down, he had the whip route wide ass open for a 1st down on 4th and 5 at the end of the game, and he just takes the extremely low percentage ball that's a very hard. So he didn't have his A game going, and you can't. I mean, you're getting after them up front. They couldn't block Ole Miss up front. They just size wise were just losing. It was a DNA. Those battles were lost where the sperm met the egg. It was a size differential, and particularly with Xavier Harris, he was getting a lot of push and creating some disruption. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have anything for you on that one. I can't. I don't understand it. I think. Again, I think he was just being uber aggressive, and I kind of like Rippy's description. It felt like he was coaching a lot on tilt there for a little while, man. That was some odd shit.
He was more emotional throughout this game than usual, just period, I thought today. I mean, now, look, the cameras were on him the entire damn time, which even more than usual. I mean, it's a bit of a different situation. But I thought that even early on, he was just more demonstrative. It was a critical freaking game. I mean, I'm not going into the big picture quite yet. We'll go there in a minute, but look, I mean, it sets up pretty well for you now. I mean, I don't know. We're not going to have the big move in the goalpost deal, but hey, Florida, South Carolina, Citadel, you're just talking about going 3-1 the rest of the way in the games that you have to show up and play in to at least potentially get a playoff spot there at 10-2, which I think 10-2 is the goal no matter what you do. If you do that, even if you don't get in, you kind of did your job on the season, in my opinion. But today was critical in a number of ways, and they did. They got it done. So
I always enjoyed the dynamics of what coaches say in press conferences versus what people ask them. And the reason I said Lane coached the game on tilt, if he gets in this press conference after and says, well, the analytics say you should go for it there, then he's basically using that as a vehicle to be like, hey, fuck you. I don't have to tell you what I think, because there's no way in hell the analytics told you to go for it on your own 20, whatever. Right. I mean, there's no way in the world.
Was it not the 15?
Maybe it was the
it was
15.
My whole thing on that one, my whole thing is, I do agree for centuries we played football way too conservatively. But we've done this thing like we do in society where when we swing one way, we go way too far and the pendulum will swing back way too far. It's like, yes, we needed to be more aggressive on decisions. I think it makes sense. When you have a one-score game, you should make it a two-score game. If it's a two-score game, you have an opportunity to make it a one-score game, do that. But 4th and 1 from your own 15, if you get the first down, what did you actually achieve?
Yeah, you're not.
That's the only, and it's not. And again, this is I would have not. I'd have punted 1,000 out of 1,000 times. The only thing I could possibly think of is he watched the film all week too, and to my saw his defense not, stop anybody. Maybe he felt he got too concerned, whatever it was, right? Like he felt like he needed to steal a possession or whatever and keep the gas pedal on. But I still would have punted 1,000 out of 1,000 times.
I've said this during the week, Tyler, and I know we weren't on the show together, but so I went back and really dug into the numbers from the Georgia game, and I think the mistake that we made post game is because we were watching it so much from an Ole Miss vantage point. I don't think we acknowledged just how good Georgia was. I think there was the feeling the only reason why Georgia moved the ball is just because Ole Miss was on the other end of the field, and well, some of that is true. There was clearly some physical mismatches, and I'm not acting like that's not the case. If you really dug into the numbers, success rate, yards per play, all the stuff that actually matters, it was Georgia's best game against a power opponent in years. It was even better than their game when they smoked them. What was it, 52-14? I forget what the final was. Whatever the game in Athens 2 years ago. And I think everyone overreacted to, and no one really wanted to give Georgia credit because they played awesome. And that was kind of the other thing that stuck out is like, other than really last year, I know everyone likes to do the thing like, oh, Lane got one on Kirby or Lane got one on Schumann. Like the Georgia staff knows Lane and Pete pretty well too. And they know how to get ones over on them too.
Yeah, real quick, I didn't gloss over it. I'm saying in the chat, I actually have it written down here to mention. We talked about Chambliss a little bit, what he did with his feet. His fourth quarter, he was really good. He goes 6 of 7 in the fourth quarter, and not just 6 of 7, but after they lose the lead in the third quarter, he misses on 6 of 7 at one point in the third quarter. Looks like the game sped up on him. Looks like he's spiraling a little bit, and then he turns that thing around and goes for 7 to Daquan, 40 to Winston Watkins, completes another one to Wright, hits the 8-yard touchdown pass to Bruckler, where really did a good job of kind of moving in the pocket, staying, extending the play, and then finding him on the kind of the counter side of the field. 5 to Wallace, and then the kind of the biggest throw of the day. There's no kind of to it. On first down after the turnover, 43 yards, laying it right in on Winston Watkins right there. By the way, Winnie had a hell of a day, whatever that ends up being, 104 yards on 4 catches, 111 yards, something like that. But Chambliss's ability to get it back together after it started spiraling, I thought it was the absolute biggest thing of the day today, and I thought he did an excellent job.
I wrote this down. You know what else I think was a really big moment in that sequence? When they set up the third down, like that was a great play. They had the play action set up to where it looked like they were going to run the short yardage play, and they leaked Haas, or however you say it, like right up the field, and he missed a walk-in touchdown, like completely missed it. They came right back, and at that point, like they have to go for it, and it's an easier throw to Daquan, and obviously a bigger target, and he's on the move, and I think he clearly is better at throwing the ball when he's rolling right than he probably is when he's got a lot of stuff in his face. But I thought that was big to just keep it alive then.
Just looking for the final stats. We'll go to that real quick. Yeah, Chambliss finishes. Yeah, go ahead.
22 of 44 for 315, one touchdown, no
24
interceptions.
of 44.
Sorry, 24 of 44 for 315, one touchdown, no interceptions. 12 carries for 53 yards. How many times was he sacked? He was sacked 3 for 10. So sack adjusted rushing, it would be 9 carries for 63 yards.
No, only once. That's 3 for Ole Miss.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Chambliss only hit once, 5 times.
11 carries for 58 yards.
And they didn't have to worry about what was, like you said, 2 pretty big misses on a couple of throws. That you had Haas going down the middle on the one play where he was open, and then, as you mentioned earlier, was it second down in the red zone right there inside the 10?
Yeah, second down, Simmons missed the wide open one. The third down, I didn't really see anyone open. Did you, Tyler?
I'd have to go back and watch it, brother.
I didn't. I'll say this. I didn't see one where you go, he should have gone with the ball there. Like, to me, it looked like Oklahoma had pretty good coverage.
Yeah, 4 catches, 4 targets for Winston Watkins, 111 yards, the long of 43 on the big throw. Trey Wallace, 5 for 64, 9 targets for him. Deuce Alexander, 8 targets, 3 catches, 12 yards, although he's the one that knocked the ball out, right? Was it that Deuce that knocked the ball out on the fumble? Did I
thought it
dream
was
that?
Rufford.
No, he recovered it.
It was hot. I thought it was the New Mexico tight end.
Yeah, Bruckler. I thought he recovered it. He didn't knock it out. Or did he knock it out? Okay, maybe I was wrong. I need to go back and change that in the story.
All right, what?
I could
Give
easily
me.
be wrong there.
Do y'all remember what time in the fourth it was? Like 8 minutes? What was it?
Yeah, something. The chat will tell us because they'll catch stuff like that. While you're doing that, I'm pretty sure. I think Brian is right now that I'm thinking about it. I do think it was Bruckler. Let's see.
Siski. Now I'm scared to ask you a question, but I'm curious. The Winnie Watkins, freshman.
Trace Buckler forced the fumble, recovered by Ethan.
I was wrong. I'll go back and change it. Go ahead.
Oh, score 1 for Team Rippy.
There you go.
They have they've had Winnie Watkins on the field, not only like a lot, but on some important downs. I'm just like, how much do you know about this kid? Why do you think they trust him that much as a true freshman?
I mean, he was damn good in camp. He flashed like crazy in camp. Yeah, and he can run. I'm not at all shocked. I guess, look, I don't know how long it takes and that kind of thing. And we don't know the inner workings. We don't see anything. But no, he looked every bit of the real deal during camp from what we saw. And again, we see glorified 7-on-7. It's just the way it works. But it was really impressive what he was able to pull off over the course of August. So nothing about that surprises me. Mark, thanks for Super Chat. Appreciate you. Yes, definitely a huge win. A lot of positives. Keep talking about it. From a bigger picture, too. I mean, again, what's moving forward from there. Kalen, thank you. Says he was pressing to avoid a letdown. Doesn't want Florida thing to ruin this team. And Bobby Ray, you're around a lot. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Let's do some 1-ounce beverages. The S word for small drinks is not allowed on this app. And enjoy the night. Is that true? You can't say that? That's a derivative that will get you flagged? Is that true?
On TikTok it is.
Is it really?
Oh, dude, TikTok's.
Well, it's controlled by
everything's.
Brother, you can't say anything.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, automatic.
Yeah, I'm seeing here. I haven't seen this video. I mean, I'm not trying to not acknowledge it. I need to see it. I don't know what to make of it. If anything, Mark here says Lane threw his hat to the Ole Miss fans in the stands, pointing to the ground, and said, "Effing staying right here." And there's a video of it on Twitter. Again, I haven't seen it in real time, so I don't know.
What if he was being literal?
Just sent a cell phone video of this by well-embedded moles.
Can we verify words in this? Like, or are we guessing? Like, what are we doing here?
No, I can, but I would have to be employed by On3 to quote unquote verify this. I couldn't, in good conscience, verify the fact that he actually said this. I will say it does appear that he said it, but I can't verify this. I don't have anything else for you, but it does. That is true, and from what I'm looking at. Well, why else would you spike your visor?
He's really excited about the win. I mean, it doesn't automatically mean I'm staying a decade. I don't know. I mean, like, and again, I'm not saying he didn't say that. I'm just saying I need to see it. I don't know.
What if he meant literally, I'm staying right here while you all just celebrate me? Like, did you say put it in there right? Like,
I mean, as a dumb guy, if you spike something.
Breaking news, coach emotional after massive win. Might have said something that he eventually might learn to regret.
But I will say, if you're a guy and you're going to spike something, you have to have a pretty solid line to go with it. You can't just spike it in silence. You have to have some kind of line that galvanizes people. So that's my analysis of the subject.
I'll go find it in a second and see if I can find a way to download it and play it here in the stream. I'm sure there is. Okay, who recovered the fumble?
247 report right now. Chase scouring for a 247 report right now.
No, I'm changing the stupid thing where I had the wrong name in here. I was wrong on the story. Who recovered the fumble?
Well, just click on the On3 story that says new Lane Kiffin spikes visor.
Oh,
God.
I'll go there in a minute. One thing at a time, okay? We're just hanging out. I mean,
Fourth quarter. Hang on, I can find it. Trace Bruckler forced the fumble,
yes.
recovered by Ethan Fields at the Ole Miss
Okay.
47.
Ethan Fields. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, tell me out. How many Ole Miss fans were there today? Because Ole Miss did not sell a ton of official tickets. They returned a bunch of tickets.
At times on TV, they sounded loud, but like I didn't know if that was just like mic'd up. Or
Yeah, you could
whatnot.
hear the cheers like crazy at times.
I had several friends that live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that bought tickets last minute and took a day trip up there and will be coming back because it's only like a 2.5 hour trip. I don't know if that really speaks to like the overall ticket sales, but Ole Miss obviously has a strong alumni presence in the DFW area, and I wonder if like a lot of people last minute were like, to hell with it, I'll go up there, watch people spike visors and shit.
Yeah, looking for the video. I mean, again, Lane. It was a huge win. I mean, so I'm not shocked by a lot of emotion. I just I've got levels that I'm willing to take the other. Um, yeah, Oklahoma booed its own people a good bit today, which was a fascinating look for a 13th ranked team in the country. Although they got more L's coming.
And that offense, ever since that offense has started to play anyone with a pulse, it has looked pretty. Like even last week, where they quote unquote won and won easy. If you watch the offense, like they only put up 26, and like it was not like they quote unquote got the running game going, but it wasn't overwhelming.
Well, no, that's the stat. I mean, you can probably find it, but there's a stat about SEC play. They I don't think they've gotten out of the 20s, like since Venables has been there. I saw it this week. I can't remember. I mean, it's been a while. That's how I came up with my 28 thing.
You were
I'm
correct.
looking at one video here.
Win the game. Fact or fiction? If they would have only scored 28 points, they win the game.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Is I saw
Correct.
like I backed it up with that whatever that was. Like because it's not like that. This is they've played worse defenses in this league before.
All right, let's
see. But it's something I don't think they've been in the SEC games. I don't think that they have scored 30 points in the SEC game since Venables has been there.
I mean, I can see how you're making that out from his words for sure. Like he does this quick little cadence thing where he says like 4 words and points to the ground, and it's what it kind of looks like. I'll go there if you tell me that's what he said.
I'm going to go on record and say I just saw the video. You're going to need a fucking sign language specialist to get. If you got all of that, you're really good out of that.
You need a lip reader.
No, I didn't say that's what he said. I said that it was a short, choppy.
I'm saying the video I just saw. If you can get that, I'm throwing the visor, I'm slamming it down, I'm staying right here. If you get all of that out of that video, you're really good. I mean, I'm talking about like they need you on that Atlas 31 shit. That rove that alien spacecraft or something, because I don't know how you get all that out of that. But
you're missing the point. All you have to do is imply that he said it, and then put a 250-word clickbait story out, and then boom, you get your
write an article. 100%. Someone's going to write an article.
All right, Tyler, you ready for these numbers? I'm combining it this year and last year in SEC play. So since Venables has gotten to the SEC. They are averaging 15.1 offensive points per game. The only team that is worse than them is Kentucky at 13 points per game. Even Auburn at 16.5 is ahead of them. They are 16th in yards per play, 15th in rushing yards per game, 16th in yards per rush, 14th in passing yards, 16th in net air yards per attempt. They are 4th in 2% interception rate, so they're doing well there. Sacks per attempt, they're dead last. First downs per game, dead last. Third down conversions, second from last. They're better. They're only 12th out of 16 on fourth downs. Their red zone efficiency, they are 13th in the league, so third from the bottom, and then goal to go, they are also 13th from the bottom. So since he has been there, they have been a bad. The truth is, I'm not so sure this team's a whole lot different than Oklahoma was last year. I think the vibe was just better because I think they just wanted to blame everything on Jackson Arnold. This team looks a lot like the last year team.
And a couple things there. I'm not pouring cold water. I do not want it to come out that I said that that's what he said and then he didn't. Like, that's all I'm doing here. Like, it's not cold water or nothing. Want him to say it. I don't know. So I am creating a reaction or a mindset with anything that I respond to this at this point, and I understand that. So I'm being careful and trying to let it play out a little bit. That's all. I mean, again, be happy about it. I'm not like, I mean, God, you guys celebrate. You had a huge win. The job's to tell you all the great things and point out some of the things that aren't too. But look, they're in a hell of a position. I mean, we do this every week. We'll do it now. What's the toughest game left?
Depends on who shows up. There's I would say going on the road to Mississippi State, but you don't know how Florida's going to respond. And you don't know what South Carolina's going to look like if they lose today. There's like roster-wise, it's Florida. Who shows up? I have no answer.
Do you have any vibes, feels about how they'll play for Gonzalez? Like, I know he seems to be like, he's kind of like it feels like he's kind of like the Derek Nix of the Florida programs. Like, he just kind of sticks around on every staff.
Yeah, I have no idea on that. So we'll all find out together next week against Georgia.
All right, so get a little more. Oh, what did I do? Oh, sorry, my bad.
What is Shane going nuts about?
They got 12 guys on the field.
Huh, nice.
Probably because they didn't let them sub out, I imagine.
God, I love Brett.
Yeah, maybe somebody will ask Lane after. I don't know. We'll see. I'll report anything we hear. I've asked some people who are there. It is what it is right now. So, cool. No, look, I mean, Florida could be a dumpster fire. I mean, Carolina, what is the danger next week? I mean, Ole Miss is going to have this either afternoon or night game against Carolina. It's that Sellers decides to actually look competent for a day and you just happen to catch it. I mean, give me some Carolina takes as they try to get to 11-1 at this point, because, hell, it's on the table. It's as on the table as anything else.
I'm out on Carolina, so I don't – I think they are extremely, extremely overrated. I don't think they play good against anybody that's competent. I've been out on South Carolina for a while, so I would say they were the third of the hardest games coming. If you just ask me, now does that mean they got enough ass to beat you, right? Like, I get it, but I mean,
I do think that defense is still
handle business.
Won't they kind of be on quit watch at that point? If they don't somehow pull a miracle today against Alabama, would that not be them heading into Oxford with 4 straight losses, maybe 3 trying to avoid 4? Or is it 4 to avoid 5?
They got their own internal issues too, right? I mean, you got students marching over campus trying to fire the offensive coordinator. I mean, it's bizarre. So, Beamer's already getting short with the media. So, I mean, it's on the road. Like, yeah, again, of the games left, I think it's if there's a such thing as an SEC easy game, it's the easier of the 3 left.
All right, so help me out here. Jeffrey, go ahead, and then I'll ask you this question.
I was going to say, I mean, it feels like we all kind of think Florida's still the hardest one, but we just don't know what they're going to be. And
the real answer is the Egg Bowl, is it not?
I don't know, man. Like, I think if Florida is still motivated, they still have a better roster than Mississippi State, and it's fairly convincing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Florida doesn't.
Okay, so help me.
Florida's off this week, right? We don't get to see them tonight. That's correct. Okay.
What is the tiebreaker now? I mean, because this could easily come into play. Like, if we're Ole Miss, you're trying to get to 11-1. What the hell is this tiebreaker, and how do they get to Atlanta?
Is it not record against common opponents?
I mean, are they going to between how many people?
I don't know, but I know that it's going to make the Ole Miss fans upset. I'd be trying to avoid that thing like the plague.
Well, no, I was
Which
thinking
you're
the
in
irony.
either way, though.
Well, I was thinking the irony today is that Lane spent all that time last year before the Florida game talking about, coaches are really saying whether or not they'd want to play in it. It's like this year he might actually have to deal with that.
Okay, so you're correct. It's head-to-head competition among tied teams, but that's only probably going to get if it's two teams. Record versus all common conference opponents among the tied teams. So we're talking about in this world where this matters. Probably Georgia.
Alabama would have the tiebreaker on you.
Who would?
Because they beat Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bama.
Well,
Bama
but Bama would have to lose one to even be in the tiebreaker, though. That's the thing. You're actually trying to win a different tiebreaker here.
Right.
Well, if it was Georgia, they would have the tiebreaker over you, and then Texas A&M. Texas A&M doesn't play Georgia, Alabama, or Ole Miss.
Yeah, hold on. Let's take a second here. Yeah,
All
Georgia.
Right,
I mean, it looks like Georgia's kind of a lock.
All right, here we go. Record against common conference opponents among all tied teams, and then if that doesn't sort it out, record against the highest, best placed common conference opponent, which in this case, whoo boy, is it going to come down to like a question of what did everyone do against Georgia?
Well, A&M doesn't play Georgia though.
So who is the best common opponent that they'll play? Is this game going to come down to what everybody did against Mississippi State?
Because you don't play anybody else?
Georgia's going to play State, right? Didn't they play last year? Or am I making that up?
No, I think they're going to play.
I don't remember.
Ole Miss's common opponents with Texas A&M are Florida, Arkansas, LSU, South Carolina. Those four.
Okay, so probably this comes down to what did you do against LSU?
If LSU beats A&M tonight, it is immaculately good for Ole Miss in their tiebreaker.
Jeffrey, Georgia plays State in Starkville November 8th at 11 a.m.
If you're Ole Miss, you want everything. You desperate. If you're trying to get to Atlanta, like that matters to you. That's up to you guys. Decide how you want to do it. If you want to go to Atlanta, you more than anything else from a what does another team do? You want LSU to beat A&M tonight.
I guess if I was coaching, the only thing that would matter would be like what's that Atlanta bonus look like in the contract? Just had to waver that between do we want a week off or not?
Isn't that bonus?
Well, but I mean that's why you play it because you get a bye all the way to January 2nd or whatever it is if you win it.
Also, isn't that bonus like $150,000?
Not for coaches, it may be for Lane, but it's not for assistant coaches.
Yeah, but I guarantee you are getting a vacation out of it.
Oh yeah, it was like I think what was it? I think at Alabama it was like 15% of my salary.
So in 20 and look, I know Jimmy here, so this hadn't gone down. Lane's 2021 incentives. Participation in the SEC championship game was $150K, and winning the SEC championship game was $400K.
This makes me not want to show up to my job on Monday.
Tyler, think about this, because I guarantee you, Alabama, 15% of your actual salary, like they know that's a decent chance that thing's happening. So I would imagine at a lot of these other schools that bonus could be higher.
I mean, brother, I didn't hate it. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying,
you enjoyed getting that money. You didn't hate that.
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like what's that emotional hedge you like to call it? I mean, it's not if you don't get there, it's not the worst thing for your team. If you're actually trying to win the damn thing.
No, I agree. I also don't think it's the penalty that it was last year. I think last year it was much more of a penalty because it really was now it's still just going to be straight seeding. Like last year when the way that you had it set up, like if there's a decent chance if you make that game and you lose it, you're still a 4.
Yeah. Going into today, Alabama and A&M both 4-0. Ole Miss and Georgia 4-1, and then they've just played more than everybody else has. Missouri 2-1, Vanderbilt 2-1. Texas still 2-1. We need them out of there. Like I'm for the Bulldogs today. I'm so tired of talking about Texas.
How did
I'm
State
kind of done
how
with
did
it.
State not score there? By the way, did anyone have
block.
eyes?
Blocked
Okay.
field goal, it looked like. I've got it up.
Now, the thing that is really annoying about Texas is I do truly believe in that defense, and I do think no matter how bad your offense is, my whole thing was coming into this game, I think Texas's defense is still better than Oklahoma's, and I just think Oklahoma is a very good team, but I did not buy into this narrative that this was like some insurmountable defense. I do think that front was legit. Those guys up front got absolutely after it. But I don't think their back end's that good.
I think
that's Jeffrey about the statistically the best offense they had faced was Temple. Did I make that up or did I read that correctly?
Yes. Yeah. If you go like EPA success rate, when they on the broadcast today, they just went like total yardage, and Michigan is still Central Michigan, I believe, adjusted because they put up like 700 yards against them. But if you go EPA per play, yards per play, success rate, it's all Temple is the best offense.
Yeah, Oklahoma came into today at 9.4 points per game, which was second in the country from a total defense standpoint. However, passing and rushing separate. So out of the 4 Power 4 games they had played, they only played one team with one unit that had a top 80 national ranking, and that was Michigan's run offense was like 22 or something. So nobody else's run offense or pass offense was the top 80 in the top 80 nationally coming into today.
Well, I interrupted you. No, you're right. I think the difference in the game today was, Oklahoma held like Ole Miss wasn't able to sustain drives. Ole Miss was able to explosive play their way down the field. And to Jeffrey's point, if you compare them in Texas, I think Texas personnel-wise, it's not even close for who's got the best defense from a personnel standpoint. I like their scheme better at Oklahoma, but personnel-wise, Texas is much better. But that's where Ole Miss was able to explosive play their way down the field over. I don't know how many. I mean, and these third down, Chambliss with the third down with the legs extending these drives was big, But there were times that it was just, 2nd and 9, 3rd and 8, chunk play, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 12. It was just chunk play. And so, but to Jeffrey's point, that's kind of their weakness. I mean, even when they played Auburn was behind the DBs 875 times. They just couldn't complete a pass.
Tyler, to your point, Ole Miss had 12 plays that was 282 yards of their offense.
Yeah, they got after them explosive play-wise.
And Oklahoma had 3 for 180. Is that correct?
Oklahoma ended up with 5. They ended up with 7 total for 167 plus 80 would be 248.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say their top 3 were like close to 180.
What did they have? What was the big one besides the pass that went for 70 and
They had a 64-yard run when Wadette Williams got caught in the wash, and then they missed the hold on Daugherty, and he took off.
They have a 76-yard pass on the little crossing route. Tyler, that had to be a bust, right? There's no way Ole Miss was playing combo coverage, right? There's no way.
That was the rocket motion. That's what got them last week against Georgia. That's when the tight end won the early touchdowns down the left sideline. When you go this rocket motion out of the backfield, and then, Stetson Bennett missed it on the 2-point conversion last week too. They went rocket motion, and they just freak out on the back end. And you had two guys going for the rocket motion that were on the man coverage side. And then you had 2 guys playing zone. And hell, he hits the crosser that's uncovered. Hell, he had the over on the backside that was uncovered too.
No, there were two guys that were behind the defense. Like, he could have picked either one.
I don't know if I'm just assuming it's just a communication error. Like I'm assuming, which you know what assuming will do, but in that defense, any kind of, and that was always, even when I was with Freeze and we played against the scheme, against Nick and those guys, we stayed in 20 personnel a ton, and we gave them so much issues out of 20 personnel rocket motion out of the backfield because the communication, there's so much communication on the back end that goes on anytime you're changing strengths or bringing motion from inside the tackle box outside, and that there's a lot of communication issues, and I mean that has to go on, and they've had issues with it in the last few weeks. I'm sure they they are aware of that, and they'll try to get it fixed. They'll probably rep it to death this week, but I don't know, for whatever reason that was the same thing that happened to them last week. That's the only concerning
So,
thing about
real quick for anybody not keeping up, rocket motion in one sentence.
it. Backs in the backfield, speed motion out of the backfield. Anybody inside the tackle box, speed motion out of the backfield, wide.
Okay. State has
So,
tied the game with Texas 7-7 there in Starkville between the Bulldogs and the Longhorns. Scott, thank you. This took Ole Miss plus 5.5, betting on the better coach, and the better coach won. Yeah, I don't Venables
I don't
does
know
not
the
do anything
Venables
for
gene. I
me
never
ever.
have.
after
He's defensive coordinator, not a head coach. I've always thought that.
after Lane's Simmons debacle on the red zone, and then turn around and Venables went with freaking Spider 2 wide banana on 4th and freaking 2 from his 40. I sent
You'll
in
never see it coming.
I sent our group message with Weldon and Brendan. I said, Brent Venables called Lane's dumbass decision and raised it. I mean, that was another one. I was like, what are we doing?
Check raise.
Yeah, I was like, damn. And for a minute there, I was like, they were both on tilt. You know, I was like, what are we doing? I like that, Ricky.
Let's see. Nick says thanks. Thank you. What's the percentage now, Chase? Yeah, I screwed up even doing the percentages because the percentages are stupid. There's no difference between 50 and 80 and 30. It's dumb. Courtney, thank you. Siski, would you say Trinidad still can't throw the ball over 10 yards now, or is Oklahoma not the number one defense in the country? We just talked about them a little bit. So
No, he threw. I thought
Courtney,
he threw some really good balls today, but he also missed some too. Now let's don't act like he went out there and freaking just dotted the damn field up. I mean, he played very well today.
he played very well.
He also
He
missed
overcame that stretch. That was huge.
also missed a freaking wide open touchdown that 80% of the quarterbacks could underhand for a touchdown. But let's just remember the good ones.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, and it's not going to look like it because they're physically so different. But it does remind me a lot of, I thought Brady Cook was kind of a good college quarterback. Like, he's never going to be a pro. He's going to miss some throws. But you know what? Like, he runs the ball well enough to keep you in it. I mean, like, because I don't even like the comparisons to Jackson, because Jackson was so much better of a thrower. Like, it's not even close. But, like, he does enough, and he doesn't, like, he is a good enough and a competent enough passer that you can't just sell out to stop him with the run. And he is a very, like, I don't know if he's blazing like 4.4 40 fast, but I think he has good vision as a runner. I think, like, he knows how to set up blocks well. Like, I think he is an effective runner beyond just like, oh, he's mobile.
No, he does a great, like, the thing that I'm telling you, like, he's what I call an adequate runner. You know what I mean? He's more, quicker than fast is what you're trying to say, which is a term we use. But he keeps it, like, the thing I'm telling you, the biggest thing that happened with Ole Miss offensively today was him extending drives on third down with his legs, and I thought he did a great job with that. And yeah, I mean, to me that was arguably the biggest thing. And then, Chase, I was going to come back to this point too. You were rattling off, and you got on something else. You're rattling off like his stats of the game, his completion percentage stuff. One of the biggest things they did for him to sell him down, and when it's there, he does a good job taking it, is these free access throws, man. He hit to start that run of getting back in. He hit, I don't know who it was, but he just threw the freaking hitch out there, man. They were playing soft coverage. He freaking throws the hitch, and he kind of gets back in the rhythm. When you consistently ask him to throw the ball, push the ball down the field, is when he starts getting out of a rhythm. He threw it behind a guy coming across on a dig and stuff like that, but he's almost like a guy. It's weird. I haven't had one like this. Usually when you get them in rhythm early, they're in rhythm for the rest of the day, but he seems to be a guy that has to stay in rhythm throughout the game.
It's almost like he needs to, like, go in the IPF and, like, keep running plays. Like, it's like if he sits down for like one series, it feels like the rhythm's gone. Clutch Cam TV, I will not stand for Chambliss as Jeremiah Masoli. Having watched Jeremiah Masoli play, That team was so goddamn awful, and he willed them to 4-8.
There should be an award for Heisman on bad
Dude, that
teams,
guy.
and it should be the Jeremiah Masoli
Jeremiah
Award.
Masoli
Like
was
Taylon Green should win the damn thing this year. Like
Yes.
it is.
exactly.
This has come from somebody who didn't watch the game today. I would pump your brakes on that take.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see a single play today. I apologize. I haven't seen a play.
As soon as you saw that, I knew you did not watch a single play.
Taylon Green was the Week 8 leader going into the week for the Jeremiah Masoli Award. I apologize.
He had his Carson Beck impersonation game today.
Yeah, but I mean, like to me,
Auburn got after his ass pretty good.
Oh, he was throwing picks. They deked him like 4 times.
So, Siski, another question for you. I've read a lot of people. It's always tough to tell what kind of internet film guys are assholes and which ones know what they're talking about. But the general consensus seems to be that, 8 to 15 yards down the field on in-breaking routes over the middle, that Chambliss is pretty good. Is that an easier throw? What makes him better at that than some other things, or do you disagree with that in totality?
Well, I don't think – I think that's a freaking vast window of bad data if you say 8 to 15. That's a big swath.
In
That's
fairness,
like
I made that shit up. It was more of
Okay.
like 10 yards and in, but he does do some things sometimes that non-deep throws, I guess, is what I was trying to get at.
it was like that'd be like telling a golfer this is his approach to the green between 105 and 195. There's a big
that's
difference.
fair.
Listen,
No,
I can cut a hybrid. I'm telling you, I can do provocative things with a hybrid. I can hit it 205, but if I need to hit this little punch rope cut, I'm telling you, I can get it there 110.
Same here. I can nut my hybrid 180. It's awesome.
But yeah, I can also take something off of it. Little dead arm. I'm telling you, I can do provocative things with my hybrid.
I think when he has a clean pocket and he has a clean window, they're free access throws, right? There's nothing. He's under free access throws is when I say free access throws, that's when you're in balance and there's nothing between the quarterback but the receiver. Okay, when he throws the ball very well. Where he struggles is when he's off platform, he's got something in his face, and he's got something between him and the receiver. That's the misses. It's not the free access throws. If he's got a dig and they're in 5-man protection, they sit off, he's got a window and he can get to the top of his drop, step into it and drive it, then yeah, he can put it on the spot. But he should. I mean, he's a 87th year quarterback. He should. But he's played. I thought he played really well today.
All right. I've pulled up his pass map. Okay, so this includes every game he's played this year. Passes behind the line of scrimmage. 15 of 15 to the right, 1 of 2 to the middle, 12 of 14 to the left. Passes that are 5 yards and fewer. 90% to the left, 73%. So 18 to 20, 8 of 11 to the middle, and then he's actually really bad 5 and in to the right. So that's 13 to 22. I actually think that makes sense because I think when he's throwing, I think that's a lot of free access to the right, and when he does that, he drops down. And those are the ones that get batted down. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. That counts batted down balls.
Yeah. Yeah. So 37 when it gets to 10 yards or more over the middle. So in that 10 to 15 range, 3 of 8 to the left, 5 of 10 to the middle, 8 of 13 to the right. And then it's the outside the number stuff. His heat map is his best throws are 10 yards and shorter. I don't think it's really that. I don't really think it's that surprising. Don't
It's 8 to 15. Did you not just hear?
Yeah, I don't think you needed to do a hit chart to. It's pretty visible. But look, he has these. But even the ones across the middle, he's fine in the intermediates when he has free access and he's balanced at the top of his drop. He can plant and go. It was interesting at some point on, I think it was actually on SEC Network because I had the Auburn game going. So it may have been during the Auburn halftime. So early in the third quarter, it showed his. Do you have what you have there? Do you have anything that says under pressure?
I can add that filter.
because he was 0 for, I think, today under pressure. At that point, he was. He was like 0 of 7.
So it's about Chambliss.
Mm-hmm. But I thought he played well. I mean, he did things like I think like there were two. They went two big plays in this game. I don't know how you can find these, but the two really big plays in this game were both third down conversions with his feet. It was like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, something like that. It happened twice. That Venables showed that the Oklahoma showed 0 pressure and soft coverage, and they were dropping out, and they dropped 8 out underneath it both times. And they may have simulated pressure. They may have dropped 7, but regardless, he went back to the top of his drop, took off running for a first down on both of them.
So I guess
another dumb question I had, Siski, just on that was so obviously it was raining, the weather was shit there, and the playing surface, it seemed like Chambliss slipped a couple of times. He obviously, I believe he wore a visor prior to today and took it off. When you have a quarterback that's mobile like that, how do you, I mean, can you do anything to, I guess, navigate or change anything when you have a wet playing surface? Where it seems like when Chambliss takes off, like the first second and a half of when he takes off, he covers a lot of ground very quickly. Today, it seemed like he slipped a couple of times. Can you do anything to combat that as a coach, like during a game?
No.
It just is what it is.
I mean, what do you say? You don't slip?
Well, I guess a better way, do you call anything differently?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, if it's a driving rainstorm and you can't see the field, sure, but not for no, you're going to, I mean, yeah, you can't change what you call in that deal.
I just think the front did today, Siski.
I thought they did good, actually. I mean, I thought they better than I get. I mean, because that to Jeffrey's point, what I said a minute ago is we can say what we want to about the defense, not this good, they haven't played this. What that defensive front is real, and I thought that, and they got depth there too. I thought they did they do perfect? No, but they did better than what I thought they would do, just to be completely honest. And then defensively, I thought the 2 interior guys kind of controlled the line of scrimmage and really helped, collapse the pocket, make the quarterback uncomfortable, and force the running back to cut in the backfield. I thought both sides of Ole Miss's line of scrimmage, I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah, and we can go ahead and take Oklahoma and mark them out of the playoff hunt now. It's done. So like they're one that we can move on to the next a little bit as this goes. This was the first of 5 straight top 20 games for OU. They're not going 4-0 in the other 4.
No, but it's a weird freaking year. I'm at this point in the time of the year, I'm not counting anybody out till they get 3. I'm with you though. The percentages are extremely low.
I think honestly to me, they're like slightly poor man's Texas.
Yeah.
Because I think both of their defenses are real. Like, I thought Oklahoma's was overrated just simply because people were talking like literally it was the 85 Bears. I'm eating breakfast with my dad today, and my dad was like, do you think we can move it on him? I was like, yeah. I mean, Lane very rarely, even against, like, listen, in the game against Georgia 2 years ago or 3 years ago when they got absolutely filleted, they still moved the ball for a quarter. Like, I was like, I think they can move it on them. But
Texas got a smidge better is a smidge better defense, and Oklahoma's got a smidge better offense.
Yeah, but neither one of them can block. I trust Mateer more than I trust Arch, but also I've always said this about Mateer. He is more of a fun quarterback than he is a good quarterback. Like, you see it today. Like, it is a lot of out of structure. It's get outside the pocket. It's backyard football, and he can make plays that make you go, man, this guy's fun. He looks like the same quarterback I watched that went 9-4 at Wazoo last year.
Yeah, Oklahoma's remaining schedule real quick. At Tennessee next week, November 1st. Then at, they got a bye week at Alabama, Missouri in Norman, LSU in Norman. So Knoxville, Tuscaloosa, home for Missouri, home for LSU the rest of the way. They need to go 4-0 to avoid the third loss.
that was the first. Today was the first of 5 ranked opponents in a row that are going to play, which kind of like brings in the schedule imbalance. Is Ole Miss going to play 5 ranked opponents all year, and now Oklahoma is about to be 5 in a row? But to me, that was a more brutal loss for Oklahoma because of what they had in front of them. Like they had to win that to kind of feign hope that they're still a playoff team because they have more losses coming, whereas Ole Miss really doesn't.
It's yeah. I mean, I'm thinking through it a little bit. What's up, Missouri Vanderbilt? Where are we at there? What's going on?
3-3 headed to the half.
Okay. And we're 7-7 Bulldogs and Longhorns.
Yeah, and Oklahoma, Texas is driving, and then Alabama's got the ball second goal, like the 3 with a 2-minute warning.
Score there.
And
7-6.
man, South Carolina has done a lot to not like Alabama has basically like begged South Carolina to take a 2-score lead in this game, and South Carolina said absolutely not. We cannot listen.
Doesn't bode well for the second half.
No, does not bode well for the second half. But Chase, aren't you with me? Did you go Enron bet again?
Oh yeah, 100%. Just in case.
We took the
South Carolina?
Yeah, we took.
Yeah,
we're like
just
we got addicted to Kentucky last week. We took Kentucky last week, and we're like, let's do it again. South Carolina was like the same thing. It was like a 12-point line. We're like, there's no way in hell you should take South Carolina here. So we're like, let's do it.
I lost the Auburn Arkansas under by 1 point with 2 pick sixes.
Oh,
okay. So help me a little bit. Again, I didn't see a pass. I know Jeffrey had purchased champagne and had the Kirkland signature and all the stuff ready to go.
Still on ice.
When I looked, Arkansas was up like 2 scores. What the hell happened?
All right, so I don't remember what the score was. I know Jackson Arnold at the last drive of the second quarter, Jackson Arnold was about 40. Took him 45 minutes to throw a hitch to the outside, and the corner could have fair caught it, and ended up getting a pick six. Then whatever happened in the back end, Auburn kept driving, getting in they benched Arnold, put in the kid from Stanford. They were driving the ball, couldn't get anything, kept kicking field goals, all that shit, and then they got a pick six, and then kind of just took over from there, and then they extended it to 3, then 6, then 9, and then with like a minute to go and won by 9. It was a very sloppy game on both sides.
The rain was much more impactful in that game than it was, I don't know, 90 miles, whatever, to the west in Norman. But to Tyler's point, like there was a receiver that fumbled. Like it was just, it was sloppy.
And I lost with 2 pick sixes. I lost the under by 1 point.
But this is what I'm also, the other reason why I'm pissed at Lane right now, that was Lane Kiffin going, by God, too many of my SEC games go under. And I'm sick of this. I'm getting back to take the over with Lane Kiffin. He coached his way. That game should have sailed under. And somehow we're sitting here and they scored 60 points.
I took the under. It should have freaking cruised under. And I'm sitting there going, like, I was okay. Like I literally at the end of the first quarter, I was like, Ole Miss is going to win this game 31-10. Like I was like, this is going to be easy under. And then blow a freaking coverage. And then I'm like, oh. And it was just, and then he saved me. I saw he saved me with the Austin Simmons on tilt call. And then what he do? He goes for it from the freaking 20-yard line and then gives a free 3 points to freaking Oklahoma. I was like, what are we doing? Killing me.
Yeah, Lane's been doing that all year. He did it in the post game. He did it a couple weeks ago too. He's been saying he's playing at home the rest of the season, which he is playing in the state of Mississippi the rest of the season. But he has said that Ole Miss is home the rest of the year multiple times here at this point. Also, was it complete kidding around, or did he have like a slight little back and forth with the OU player during the post game thing right there? What was that?
He does
that. Looked like, I think you're kidding, but I'm also not kind of kidding. I'm a little pissed, but we're going to play this off as funny because there's a camera on us, in my opinion.
What are we doing? I can't.
He talks to opposing teams a lot.
Remember, he did that with a kid at A&M a couple years ago.
He talks to them all the time. And I know I don't mean to change the subject, but I've had about all I can handle this. Why do we keep like lining up the freaking 800-pound left tackle in the backfield to run inside zone? I mean, it's going to be really freaking – it's all freaking fun and games until his ass fumbles.
I mean, many people are asking, was Hugh just ahead of the curve?
Well, they just ran inside zone with him, and he got his kneecaps taken out and lost a yard. So now it's 3rd and goal, and I got a minus 11.5, so I'm not very happy.
That was a really ugly made field goal. Good God.
That was.
I'm also
Tyler,
Tyler, to your point, I also feel like it makes me not trust your run game. Like,
well,
that's the thing. It's like
that's
we're not talking about Ole Miss. We're not talking about some cute gimmicky offense. We're talking about Alabama. It's like you can't line up and run the football.
Well, that's the thing they can do, right? I mean, they're very limited in what they can do, but what they can do is run at you. They can't run around you, but they can run at you. And now it's like, what are we doing? I mean, you're telling me Jam Miller can't freaking get a yard and a half?
Joey asking in the chat. I have one inside cat that goes outside some, and then there's a couple other cats in the neighborhood that kill, technically in my possession, that kill voles and moles and varmints and keep the yard free. Yes.
Well, I can't stand cats.
Free of what? I would like my yard free of cats.
No. The cats take care of everything else.
Yeah, but
they kill the moles and the voles and all the stuff.
You have an environment of like pets in your house or something?
I'm just telling you, outside cats is the best thing you have. They kill everything.
I mean, so does a 9mm.
You gonna shoot the moles with a 9mm?
I'll tell you what doesn't. I paid $2,500 for a golden doodle last year, and this dude doesn't kill shit. We have a mole in our yard. This guy, the mole was 2 feet from the other day. He had no fucking idea that the mole was even in existence. He's worthless. I don't really know what he brings to the table.
Yes, my cat that cheated death is perfectly fine. It's Peanut Butter. He fell down the elevator shaft, and he's cool. He's good. He's probably in the house somewhere right now.
I met Peanut Butter. Peanut Butter is the chillest cat in existence. I've watched your daughter strap Peanut Butter to a stroller, and Peanut Butter just there be chilling. I was like, "There's no way this is a real cat." That is the greatest cat in existence. Is Peanut Butter.
There you go.
Chase, do you like pineapple on your pizza too?
I hate pineapple on pizza.
All right, I was just checking.
Are you judging me because I have a cat right now?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Tyler,
big chicken wing guy.
Can I get a free pass that my wife has a cat? Like, if I had my way, the cat be dead.
I don't know, man. I don't do cats.
I am an anti-cat guy, but before you fully decree yourself as anti-cat, you need to meet Chase's cat. This is the chillest cat of all time. This cat, like Chase's daughter dresses this cat, and it just sits there. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. That would be the one cat on earth I'd be okay having around me.
They're literally little fur balls of evil. That's what they are.
Oh, I agree. I'm a dog guy. Don't get me wrong, but you have to meet this one.
I'm good. I'm good.
So did Bama go for it and score on 4th?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And no, a boneless wing doesn't exist. It's a chicken nugget with sauce on it. That is what it is.
Saucy nugs, dog. Tell them. Saucy nugs.
It just costs more.
Yeah, but like what you like. If you want to get a boneless wing at a wing place, like we need to stop shaming people in 2025. If you want a saucy nug, just do it.
I cannot get that.
If you go to a wing place and order a boneless wing, yes, you should be questioned. Absolutely. And you should be shamed. They should probably pass you out the cat and the pineapple pizza and your seltzer as you walk out the door.
Well, what if you just don't like wings and you went with the flow and are like, to hell with this, I'll go to a wing place. I won't make a scene. Then you also have to be chastised for ordering some nuggets?
Absolutely.
You don't call them nuggets, though. That's the problem. If you want to call them nuggets, have all the nuggets you want.
Over there. That's
Tell them, Chase. Tell them, Chase. I mean, what's next? We're going to be putting tampons in men's restrooms, or what are we doing?
Hey, did I hear this right this morning? I didn't hear it live, but somebody said, yeah, I'm going to mention Super Chats in a minute. I'll get back there. We're talking about cats right now. Did SEC Nation really say Levy should be consideration for some Coach of the Year votes this morning? Was that true?
I didn't.
My response to that is, who watches SEC Nation?
Okay. I mean, well, it's like somebody goes, hey, SEC Nation might come, and you went, do you really want them to? That feels like the logistics issues without any upside. Like, honestly, why do we want them here?
My whole thing, every time I see a clip of SEC Nation, I'm always going, why is Laura Rutledge still there? Like, the woman is like an NFL, like she's doing NFL like I cannot believe they still send her there.
Is Feinbaum still doing SEC Nation?
Yeah.
Okay, is he using that as like a launch pad to run for whatever the hell he wants to run for in Alabama?
No, it's a pretty non-political. Like he just does like this. And even on his radio show, apparently, like somebody called in, I guess maybe a week or two ago, and tried to like to bait him into that, and like they just shut it down.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Big G, I'll get to your question. Appreciate you. Says Tyler, give your opinion. As always, Tyler, give your opinion on how Lane integrating Simmons into the offense. Is this him working Simmons back toward a starting function, in your opinion?
No, I don't know. I wish I could answer your super chat, but I am as dumbfounded as anyone on that one. I don't even know. I don't even have an answer for you. I don't know why you pull the guy that was playing, that just drove you. Literally, the reason you were down there is because he extended the drive with his legs for 3 straight times, and then I have nothing for you.
Because that's the thing. You're taking the legs out of the red zone where one little bitty guy, I mean, like, it was baffling.
And it's not, and then, and I'll say this too, it's not even fair for the kid, man. He's been over there freaking cold as shit for a quarter and a half, and you're going to put him in on that, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was, I mean, that's not on the kid. I can tell you that. I will tell you this.
Yes,
that's not on the kid.
Yes, David, you can like boneless and bone wings. That's not the problem. Like the boneless wings, just call them nuggets. That's it. Just don't call them boneless wings. That's the only problem.
Okay, that's not fair, because if you go to a wing place and it says boneless wings on the menu and you say nuggets, the waitress is going to be like, "You're an asshole, dude."
I don't make the rules.
Well, that just makes 2 assholes, because you shouldn't go to a wing place and order boneless wings.
I need a ruling here.
That's fair.
Yep.
I need a ruling here. So when I have Washington State money line, and I had the game on. I had the game on, and they were not playing well. And I now just checked in on the score, and they're up 21-7. I cannot watch any of the rest of the game, right?
Oh, hey, no, it's not.
Off.
Oh, hey, it's bad luck to be superstitious, dog. Turn that bitch on.
No, I'm a little stitious, Jeffrey. You can't turn that shit on.
The problem is TV4 is currently being occupied by Disney Plus.
Oh, that'll do it every time.
Yeah.
We were discussing this earlier, but we got sidetracked by Peanut Butter the Cat. Siski, how common is it for like high level coaches, like head coach, coordinator, to talk shit to players on the field? Because Lane does a little bit of that.
It's not very common, but it's common for Lane.
Love that.
Well,
if there's ever a role on a staff, you've seen what my size is. I can't fight, but if you need me in a headset to come up with some barbs at players, I'll funnel that into a headset.
Lane's he's done that a lot, man. He's been doing that forever.
Lane doesn't use outside sources for songwriting.
Yeah, he doesn't need his ghostwriting. It's just shit talking ghostwriting.
Nobody has to sign an NDA so that Lane can get songwriting credits.
I mean, it happens some, but not like Lane's like Lane tries to make it personal on him. Like, he gets after him pretty good. It's kind of funny it's funny when you're on his team. It's not so funny when you're on the other team, though.
I mean, it's normally with a really, really good player too. It was like Witt, or it's like whomever. Like it's not even like the backup corner. It's always somebody that's making some level of impact, typically.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I had another mistake in my story, so I'm going to fix that too, because the message board was really happy to tell me 1,000 times. Because I'm writing a win and a loss story, because I've got to publish within 4 minutes of the game ending. So, like, I just get stuff.
Chat GPT that shit. Let's go.
Oh, there's an interesting question in the chat, and so obviously I feel obligated to offer There's a question: how bad would Ole Miss beat Memphis? And the answer is, because obviously that game would be played in Oxford. Like, I think Ole Miss would cruise. If that game were played in Memphis, I have no explanation. I don't know how many people got to see Memphis USF today. There was no explanation for how Memphis won that game.
This guy right here, because I had the Memphis money line.
Okay, but were you did you pay attention? At one point at half, it was like USF had outgained them by 240 yards, and it was a 10-point
game. It was like watching the Arkansas game over. They had no reason to win that one either. And
yeah, exactly.
They find a way, man. Like, they couldn't do anything, and then they finally, like when they got stopped and they kicked the field goal when they were down 8, I was like, they're going to win.
That's it. Yeah,
they're going to find a way to stop and score. They did.
Like, they make absolutely no sense.
I've been the victim of a Liberty Bowl before. It happens. Also walked that bitch off on a Hail Mary one time against them, though, when I was at Arkansas State.
I do remember that one. Let's see. Yeah. 564 yards of offense, and you lose.
Wait, so Memphis lost?
No. South
Won.
Florida lost. Like, it
I
was
was about to say, yeah.
But it's like, if you were watching the game, you're like, I have no idea what is happening here, other than I have just watched enough games in the Liberty Bowl where I sit there and go, I have no idea what is happening here, but somehow Memphis is going to win.
Hey, Chase, will you answer this Ask Clown super chat before he chokes on his Metamucil? He's so fucking hung up on this binocular shit. He's paid you twice. He's gonna choke. He's got to. If you don't, he's not gonna have enough money in his Social Security check to buy his Metamucil next week.
All right, this one, Courtney, I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, said 80% of quarterbacks can make the throw, so why couldn't Austin Simmons in the red zone, in reference to
that wasn't it.
Chambliss not throwing?
Yeah, that was
Not
not
that
it.
one.
Some
What are we talking about?
some blue hair.
Joey Levitt.
Oh,
hypothetical
Siski, hypothetically, best
binocular
binocular brand. I apologize. Okay, my bad.
You feel better now? You're gonna choke on your freaking. You go back to shuffleboard.
What is the best brand?
Bingo nights must not be kicked off yet. 5:30. Jeopardy's at
I
5:30.
do really like. I think mine are Bushnell that are really good, that have the autofocus where you just put them up there and like they whatever. They're good.
I think I've got I've got a lovely pair of members, Mark, like the Sam's Club private label.
A funny fact,
really?
I actually don't know. I don't actually know how those, like, everywhere I've ever been, I don't know who carries them. I don't know who packs them. There's always binoculars in the box. I don't know who's responsible for packing them up and putting them. I don't know if it's equipment, if it's audio. I have no idea. They're just always there.
Are they almost always the same style or model or brand or whatever?
No, just whatever. You never know.
I got to tell you, it's not members, Mark. Apparently, it was a National Geographic promotion. So, yeah, I have National Geographic from Sam's Club, though. Those were where I got my binoculars. And let me tell you what, calling really shitty high school football, they get the job done.
I do know that the ones that I've used are pretty crystal clear from 53 and a third yards away. I do know that. They're good. They're good from 53 and a third.
It is, though, depending on what press box you're in. Chase, you always had the binoculars for Swayze Field, did you not? Like, they're useful depending on where you're positioned in a press box.
Oh, you always want them at baseball because of the bullpens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, you always, even home baseball, you always want them there for sure. Did y'all win last night, Joker?
Chase, we did not. The exact game that I laid out, we had the ball in the first half. We had the ball for, let's see, I think it was 21 minutes, and we were down 21-14. And then we were up 14-7 with 5.5 minutes left in the first half, and we got beat 42-14.
Okay.
I told you I was worried about our secondary and having to make tackles. I was appropriately correct in my concern. We made
Knox Kiffin did play starting quarterback again last night. Oxford was down 16-7 at the break, but came back and beat Clinton. I did not see a final. I saw it 33-23, I think was the last score that I saw last night, something like that. So
I can't remember. I know it was. They came back and won.
Yeah, I think they only have – is Tupelo their only loss?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They play Murrow the next week on the road and then finish with Starkville.
How did State just score?
Mississippi State, fourth and goal, ran a quarterback power pass and had one receiver, wide ass open. He underthrew it, got tipped, and he caught it on the tip.
Why did State ever change their logo?
I don't even remember what the other one was.
Which logo are you not liking?
No, this one. I think the MSU interlocking, that should be their logo.
That's what they're wearing.
But that's the throwback. They switched to the M and then the state with the ribbon.
Yeah, but I think they actually went back to the
No,
block.
this is like a special uniform game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved to the state script as their primary or pretty primary athletics logo, saying it's from like decades ago, even though it looks really similar to Michigan State. And then, yeah, they use this and whatever these kind of deals are. And then obviously baseball still uses just the MS interlocking.
The interlocking is a classic example of like the athletic department not giving the people what they want. It seems like the fans want that and they just refuse to do it full time.
I think we
And
should turn
Tennessee
the
did hire Josh Elander as its head baseball coach today. For anybody who missed that, so that was a very quick
Was that the
search that
assistant?
went down the hall for the Vols. Yeah. He was a recruiting coordinator,
That's a full-time job or interim?
full-time job.
I think there should be a push for all SEC programs to go back to all the logos in the 80s. That's just my opinion.
Well, Ole Miss might have some trouble with that, but outside of that,
Yeah.
yes. That would be-
Hey, it's time to turn the page, dog. Time to turn the page. got a painting of my guy over here in the corner, by the way.
You do, yeah, that's right.
I do. Sure do. Sitting right there.
Yeah. Robert, my guy, said my son snagged a selfie with Knox after the game, and after Clinton lost, took advantage of the situation on the sideline. He teaches at Clinton, so yes, they have Oxford as Murray and Starkville left, so they should be playing Starkville for maybe the division title. I don't know how it works. All right, let's see. I don't know what Neil's doing because I don't know that he's posted anything yet. I did not hear anything. I did not hear anything about internet issues today in Norman.
It does seem like when they play the earlier game, there's less of the emphasis of we've got to get them the hell out of here on the road. Like normally the road presser stuff like that is usually like catch me if you can fast. It does feel like when they play the 11 a.m. game, there's less of an emphasis on we have to get the hell out of here.
And after a win.
Yeah. That's
and
true.
Chase, correct me if I'm wrong. Your attitude as a reporter for an early 11 a.m. game, you have the rest of the day, so why not take your time for a bit? That was always the attitude I took. Adam Kuffner hated it, but I didn't care.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than 11 a.m. kick for the old coaches. I can tell you that.
What time on a home game? What time are you leaving the office?
Home game 11 a.m. I usually would get home around halftime of the 2:30 game.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then
we covered this other week. Why don't you pour yourself a drink and you kind of enjoy things for a small second?
Yeah. Now the road games, you get home like usually first quarter of the night game, assuming you're flying.
I got to say,
when do you pick something? Do you just completely take Saturday night? I mean, like you come back like done once you leave?
Me personally, I know coaches that like to grade the film right after the game and stuff. Like I'll rather get up early Sunday and do it than I'm done. I'm done for the day because it's really I wish like if you wanted to do something, this would be right up your alley, Chase. I don't know if you could get anybody to do it with you, or to volunteer. A great study or like story is to put a whoop on a coach, and he has to put it on, and like from the time he wakes up, whatever time that is, until the time he leaves the stadium, it will blow your mind how many steps you get in a game and how many. I'm talking about like it was nothing. An average was probably between 38 and 42,000 a day on a game day, stepwise, and how many calories you burn because you don't eat like normal. I mean, coaches, we don't have the greatest eating habits to begin with, but you're eating something light usually. Like if anything 230 or below, you're eating something light. You're not hungry, and so you just, dude, it can be great, but I was so done because of the emotional roller coaster of the day, and like you're emotionally exhausted and physically exhausted.
Are you hungry as hell when the game's over?
Yeah, you get hungry as hell about halftime, and then not so much after the game for whatever reason. and then
Are you not just like caffeine hungry? I've noticed I think Golding might be a Red Bull guy. I've noticed that in the box a couple of times. Are you not just hunting caffeine to stay wired?
no, I mean I would hit one before the game, but not during the game. I would just it was usually water or
Hit what?
whatever caffeine I can find.
Oh, fair enough.
Tupelo rep asking do the coaches always stay with the players in the hotel the night before a game, a home game.
Yes and no. A home game, like
Yeah.
so, home games depends on like I imagine with Ole Miss now staying on campus, they don't. The full time coaches don't. Usually the younger coaches will. Um, but like if like when we stayed in Tupelo, we did because you're in Tupelo and you have to do meetings and all that stuff, right? So if your hotel is on campus, you would like statute limitations over and stuff. But like in Tuscaloosa, we would all have rooms at the team hotel, which is on campus. And if I had people coming into the game, I wouldn't stay in my room, so I just let them use my room for that night.
Oh,
I got to say though, Ziski, the way you guys travel is pretty nice. Like, so 2017, I worked in-house with the athletic department. So I actually got to fly with the team. And I remember, were you on staff in 17? There was a game at Auburn at 11 a.m. And I was back on my couch watching football at 6 o'clock because you leave the stadium, you get a police escort to the airport, and then you just fly back, and then you get a police escort from Tupelo. Whereas, like 2 years later, when I was working for Super Talk, Ole Miss played at Auburn, and I had to stay at a Days Inn 20 miles out of town, and then somebody got stabbed in the parking lot. I was like, really, I've fallen from grace here. Like, I would prefer to have, ridden with the team in-house. But you guys, they get y'all in and out of there pretty quickly. Like, you leave after the game no matter what, do you not? I remember that Cal game. It ended at like 10:30 Pacific time, and they still flew out no matter what.
Yeah, the only time I've ever stayed the night after a game was on bowl games. I've never stayed one.
Really?
I've never stayed the night. Anywhere I've ever been, never stayed the night of a game.
looking around league here, or really the country, for a minute again. Just started the third quarter. Missouri and Vanderbilt 3-3 in that one. Halftime clunker so far in Columbia. Alabama 14, South Carolina 6. And then in Ames, Iowa State 24-17 over BYU. The 7-0 Cougars at halftime. High scoring game so far in that one, going on 41 points to date. Illinois, Burt and Altmaier down 21-17 to Washington and Seattle, just starting the third quarter there. And then Texas Tech chasing yep.
That game that is the most Seattle-looking game you've ever seen. Like, it's like just that misty rain overcast. Like, it's just like when you think of Seattle, that's what that game looks like right now.
The grunge era, basically, right there in one shot, just the whole deal.
Yeah.
And then Texas Tech chasing a number. They are up 21-0 just starting the second quarter against Oklahoma State, where the Red Raiders are 38-point favorites over the Cowboys this week. So, big line there in that one. State tied 14-14 currently.
I saw this in the chat. Has State ever beaten a Manning? Does anybody remember Eli's first start against Mississippi State?
Yeah, very 2001 was very much a Mississippi State win over Ole Miss. That is correct.
Yeah. And also, I believe
36-28. Is that right?
I believe that team was 2-9 coming in.
I think that's right. Yep. That was the Rose Bowl year that Steve predicted them to go to the Rose Bowl, and they went 3-8 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Also, I believe Archie had to go to Starkville one year, and like they had a tie that was a loss.
How does that work?
Like, Ole Miss was so much better that the fact that it was a tie was like,
like
they lost the tie, if you will.
But now that wasn't the last game in 01 because that was the 9/11 year, so they played Vanderbilt the next week.
They played Vanderbilt, and then Siskiy's Crimson Tide got the bowl bid, despite the fact Ole Miss won and had another win.
That's true. So
my Crimson Tide,
it's really that State team. They go 3-8, and Ole Miss, a team that was 7-4. They were like outside of that 7-3. They were pretty good. They were decent. The other wins were a Kentucky team, 17-14 at home, and Memphis. They lost to everybody else, including they did lose to Siskiy's Troy State Trojans 21-9 that year in 2001.
Sure did.
Troy State beat Mississippi State 21-9 at Davis Wade.
When did Troy go to Troy and not Troy State?
That would be a Tyler question.
2002, 2003, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I wish Memphis would go back to Memphis State. I think Memphis State sounds better.
I think
It
it
does.
sounds cool too.
What year did State lose to Maine?
02, right? Wasn't it the next year?
Did they do
I
that
thought
back
the
to back
Maine
years?
game I thought that was Maine was a Croom year, was it not?
I thought it was next year when Cheryl. No, was it not when Cheryl got fired? Was it not 03?
I don't know.
2004, September 18th, 2004.
Oh, you're right. It was
Croom's
Croom's first year.
This has to be one of the worst football games ever played. Maine 9, State 7. September
Oh,
18th,
depends on who you
2004.
ask.
It's the worst football game ever played.
Nope. The Ole Miss Memphis game, Cutcliffe's first full year at the Liberty Bowl, 105 degrees, 3-0.
Yeah.
That was an awful football game.
This State Maine game, there was only 500 yards of total offense collectively between the two teams.
There could not have been 300 yards of offense at the game that I'm talking about.
Knox is right here, actually. He says Memphis State sounds better for basketball and not football. It's actually right. Memphis by itself sounds better for football, probably.
I wonder if it's because when you think of Memphis State and basketball, like they can wear like
There's a history.
Memphis State. Well, no, it's just like you think about the jersey. You can have Memphis up here and State at the bottom with the number in the middle.
Reminder: Ole Miss basketball hosting St. Mary's in an exhibition tomorrow, 11:30. That is a free admission for that one against the
Fuck
Gales.
St. Mary's. That is my least. I hate them. That is the school I hate the most in the West Coast Conference. Like they are. It's all.
I
these
love
kids.
the Church of Christ school guy using the F-bomb to refer to one of his conference posts.
Listen,
that's
not
great.
Wait, why do you hate them? They're all Aussies. They're all foreign.
No, the school is all these kids that went to De La Salle that couldn't get into good colleges, and they just go to St. Mary's, and they are just like the most insufferable pricks, and they're just it is the worst fan base. Like I can deal with Gonzaga. Gonzaga's fine. St. Mary's is like the ultimate. You did not get in. You are literally everybody's safety school, and you have this attitude of being high and mighty, and it's like they're the worst.
So this is a Pepperdine thing.
Correct.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Yes. It's very much Pepperdine thing.
I love this. I found this Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Ole Miss wins with 1 field goal, September 5th, 1999.
Good special teams coaching.
That's true. Did his job.
That's a W. All right, what are we thinking on this Missouri Vanderbilt thing? Who's got the edge? Who's winning this football game?
Well, I'm trying to figure out why my guy just ran a naked boot to no receivers on third and goal.
And then he almost tried to throw it. Did he? It looked like. Well, I was wondering at first, was he panicking so much that he looked up and he's like, "Oh, we're wearing black," because it looked like at one point he was trying to throw it to the Vandy guy.
All right, we got a sudden change in Starkville.
Oh,
Arch Manning with a pick.
He was down though.
Appeared to
Wasn't
be
he?
his fault on first look.
The
That one
DB was
wasn't
down,
hard.
right?
That was on the receiver, but it stands to differ. Oh, they're going for it. 4th and goal. Quarterback power stuffed. He's short. Did not get in. The doors
State returned the pick back to the 40-yard
Was he not
line.
down though? That's what I'm asking. Are they giving him the? Was the state?
Oh, the state guy?
Was he not down? Are they giving him? No, they're giving him the return yards. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it was close.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I thought he was standing up the whole time.
Did y'all pick LSU at all, or is everybody riding A&M tonight?
I took.
I picked LSU.
I took A&M.
Did you know that they? I didn't know this till yesterday. A&M, since joining the conference, they have the Auburn in Baton Rouge thing going.
They've never won.
They've never won. I didn't know that till yesterday, which I guess I should have.
I'm going to bring the same point I brought up on the show on the other day, is that yes, they're 0-6 in Baton Rouge. However, there's not a single player on the team at Texas A&M nor coach that was on that's ever been there. So I think that is.
I agree. I agree that stuff matters less than ever. I totally agree with that. But I also think that there's just this kind of thing going. Like, I don't think anyone's going undefeated, and to me, this is just a vibes play. Like, there's no reason you should like LSU here.
Well, my esteemed podcast colleague Weldon has dubbed LSU home night game merchants, to where that's the only time they play well and get up for it, and he kind of guilted me into that pick.
Yeah, I would also say that last year I didn't care about that, and Alabama beat the absolute hell out of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I like how we'll hammer the stats of Texas A&M's 0-6 in Baton Rouge, but then just completely ignore the fact that Texas A&M is probably the best third down defense in the history of freaking SEC football, and LSU stays in 3rd and 11 plus 90% of the time. So we just kind of ignore that part.
But to your point, Siski, that doesn't really matter because none of the players are involved. But it is kind of an interesting historical fact. I was very surprised to learn that A&M has not beaten LSU since they joined the SEC. It didn't have a ton of bearing on my pick, but that is kind of interesting.
In Baton Rouge.
Yeah, sorry, Baton Rouge, obviously. Yeah, not beating them in totality. But I kind of assumed that would have happened at this point.
That's also good. In also, to bring common sense into the conversation, that's kind of like saying, people when they play in Tuscaloosa, man, they're not very good the last 18 years. I mean,
oh no, it was my favorite. What was that? What was the Sark?
Pretty good for a while.
What was when Sark beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa? It's this is the first non-conference loss for Alabama at home in 51 games. Yeah.
Well, who did they play?
Every tough game that almost
Reg Size Ben's got a good point. I mean, next year it's going to be Oklahoma's never beaten Ole Miss in the 2020s.
Oklahoma has never beaten Ole Miss.
What's that?
Period. 0-3 all time.
I didn't know if there was a 1920s.
Don't throw the 3 out there.
Hammer the Rebs next year. Hammer the Rebs. I'm going ahead and looking for our futures right now for 2026.
Are there people in the chat?
That's going to be at the top of the game notes. Oklahoma has never beaten Ole Miss next year.
I get that this is nonsensical when you're trying to win the title, but are there people in the stream that you would rather have the home game in the playoffs than actually go to the SEC title game and win the league, where you don't get the home game? Is there anybody who just wants the freaking home game? Because I bet there are. I just have a hunch in my head.
Why don't you do a poll?
Fans?
That feels like a poll question more than a chat question.
I will say this. I think if Ole Miss wins out 11-1 and they go to the championship game, even if they lose, I think they would host.
Oh, they would definitely host. Yeah, they'd host for sure.
I think if they're 11-1, and as long as they don't get blown out, I think there's a decent chance they're getting the 4.
It just depends.
It's not conference dependent anymore.
Home game on campus versus getting the bye and playing at a neutral site. Right?
I get what he's saying. Is would you rather host a home game or play in what's going to be the 4th bowl game?
Get the bye and then start off on January 2nd in the quarters.
It feels like this feels like a year where it's Arizona, or what do we call it? Glendale, the artist formerly known as the Fiesta Bowl. What are the quarterfinal games?
Yeah, Mike Walker's saying it, Mac Attack saying it. They want the home game. They'd rather have the home game than the bye. So,
I think the fans would much rather have the home game than the bye. That would be a home game in the playoffs would be just. I mean, for the fans. I mean, because here's the truth. Yeah, it'd be great for the town, but here's the truth: is not everybody can afford to go to. Pack up their family and go to a freaking Arizona for the quarterfinal. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot more. There's definitely not going to be 60,000 Ole Miss fans at that game. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be.
Whereas you're talking about the coolest and biggest home game in program history. I mean,
yeah.
Just letting everybody know there is a direct Southwest flight from Memphis to Phoenix.
I just made that up.
It appears.
Arizona or not, I just made that up. I don't know, but
quarters appear to be Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, whereas the semis are Fiesta and Peach this year.
Okay, so say it again. What are the quarters?
So the quarters are Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl. So that would be Dallas, Miami, LA, and New Orleans, whereas the semifinals appear to be Phoenix and Atlanta. If I have that right, and this is collegefootballplayoff.com, so if I have it wrong, I have a deep distrust of the internet. This appears to be
what I saw. That's what I saw, but I thought those were maybe that's what it is. So the Rose and the Sugar Bowl, their compromise was they just always get to be the quarterfinal games. That was the
correct
compromise.
Because they get to keep, because they get to keep their time slots.
All right.
Well,
so
to Jeffrey's point, though, it appears we have one quarterfinal on New Year's Eve this year and 3 on New Year's Day. And I have to imagine that's because the Rose Bowl doing what they do and wanting it to be on New Year's Day, right? Why would you not have 2 and 2?
They did that last year.
I think we did 1 and 3
Really?
last year. We did 1 and 3 last year, but the issue was the Sugar Bowl. We had the tragedy in New Orleans, and the game got delayed.
That's right.
It was supposed to be 1
and yes, Alexandra, that's right. All teams that had byes lost in the quarterfinals last year. The 4 home game winners all won the quarters as well.
I also think that had to do more with seeding. I think that will be less of a thing this year.
Yeah, that'll be the anomaly given the teams that had that. The bigger thing would be, right, that we haven't had a road team win a game on the road in that home hosting. I know we have 1 year.
Well, we've only had 1 year period, but no, Texas hammered Clemson, Ohio State hammered Tennessee, Penn State over SMU, and Notre Dame over Indiana. By the way, congrats to my buddy Banks Shepard, works at Wake. They walked off SMU today with a long field goal to beat the Mustangs.
That line,
Wake got them a win.
That line stunk too all week. When I saw Wake, whatever, +3, and I was like, ugh, gross.
Got me.
Did you fall for it?
I did.
Sprung the trap. By the way, I think Bo Pila just broke his leg.
I felt like a dumbass last week because I stayed away from the Georgia Tech Duke, and so this week I literally looked at all trap lines and fell into all the traps to see what happened.
I think every single bet I've made on Duke has been wrong, and it doesn't matter which way. I had Duke last week with Tech. I had Duke against Illinois, and then I took Duke against Northwestern maybe, and that was wrong.
Do y'all think Manny Diaz gets a real look as the Penn State head coach?
No.
I've been meaning to ask you, Tyler, is Manny's agent Jimmy?
You know what? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's CAA. I'm pretty sure he's CAA because Manny's name gets thrown around way more than I think Manny actually is getting thrown around.
There's a good chance between Jimmy and Ed, Trace Armstrong, and Russ Campbell that it's one of those 3.
They got most of them.
Wait, is Trace now?
I didn't think the major coaches didn't use Sexton. I thought he basically had a monopoly. Wait, what are the alternatives? I'm curious.
Whoa, hold on. Is Trace now at CAA?
What's that?
Is Trace now at CAA?
No.
Okay,
no.
Okay. I thought you were saying they're all under one roof now. I was like, the news to me was that Trace
between those 3 conglomerates.
Gotcha.
And then Clint, and then the other one's Clint now. Clint Dowdle, he left CAA and started his own deal. And I can't remember. I got friends that this happened a year ago, a little over 2 years ago now. 2 years ago this Christmas so Clint was kind of like Clint handled all of Jimmy's non-major clients, the youngest that are coming up. And so when he left, he was trying to they were having this battle off of who was going to get who, who was going to stick with who. I don't know. I got friends. I don't know who they ended up staying with.
Clint's dad ran the finest sporting goods store in all of Memphis.
Yeah, they got
Dowdle Sporting Goods.
Man, tell you what, they're all good dudes, but friggin' Jimmy Sexton.
Clint was a good high school quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, somebody told me that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Clint actually Clint played for a guy that was a better coach than Hugh, Jim Hines.
Jim Hines.
Hugh never beat Jim Hines, yeah.
Jim Hines.
Where did he coach?
ECS.
Diego
okay.
Pavia
Got it.
of Coaches.
So did the Missouri quarterback get hurt, or is he fine? Is he
Yeah,
good?
that's what I said. Fabula just got carted off.
Yeah.
Oh, he
that
did.
was-
Oh, my bad. I missed that. Okay.
Question: Are we?
I totally missed that. I got the damn game on. I didn't even see it. Did it
Yeah,
happen
he
on the
got
goal line?
Power on 4th and whatever when they ran power on 4th and was it goal 4th and 1?
Slow it down. Oh, he got rolled up. Oh shit!
Yep. There's a reason why I didn't watch the replay.
Why did you tell? Oh god dang!
Well, because I had to see it. You had to see it.
I hate watching shit like that.
Speaking of logos, I need Vandy to go back to the star with the V in it. I hate this V by itself.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I
It's
like
bad.
the V.
Am I the only one
Do
that
you
saw
really?
that?
Yeah, I like the V.
I'm
but don't
intentionally
get
putting my
wrong,
head down
I'm
anytime they show it.
colorblind
I don't
and have
watch it.
no artistic taste at all, but I do like it.
Oh, Chase. He's done. And here's the thing: you'll hear something. You talking about how things change. Let's say Missouri wins this game right now. That means they're down to the third quarterback for the rest of the year. They got losses coming. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to be able to survive with a third-team quarterback to go to the playoffs.
No.
And if they win this game, that puts Vandy in a bad. You know what I'm saying? Like this could be a damn. If Missouri wins this game, it could eliminate both of those teams.
It's almost like this is now mirroring the NFL. I don't understand why there's been this resistance by people to act like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's like, yeah, I watch football on Saturdays and Sundays.
Because they're not comfortable with changing your win-loss perspective for that.
Okay, well
That's
then,
part
are
of
y'all not paying attention?
No, your average fan is not paying attention and is very reluctant to change. That the discourse amongst college football, I think, is evidence enough of that. Siski, why did you say third string? What I
They're
thought
back up
First drive of the game, first drive of the season.
Remember they put both quarterbacks on the field at the same time, and when he
Oh,
snapped,
that's right.
He ran
snapped his
quarterback
leg-
power.
Yeah.
He ran quarterback power, and I'm telling you, it was almost
Dang.
like quarterback hasn't been hitting so long. This guy couldn't have been more high going through the hole in the history of mankind. And one of the safeties came through and just hit him right above the knee, and it went the other direction.
So this guy in is their third guy.
Yes, they just completed a freaking pass.
They say just completed a third down throw. They are now in the red zone in a 3-3 game here in late third quarter.
I think he's a true freshman.
I mean, there's not a terrible ton of depth in the. I would imagine it's pretty close. It's not like the old days where you're like coming in as your third team quarterback's a redshirt sophomore that's been here for 3 years in the system named Ty Simpson.
Matt Zollers,
I was like, think about this. At one time at the University of Alabama, you had Tua, you had Jalen Hurts, you had Mac Jones. All like Mac Jones was the third guy going in.
in
That
the
just
same
doesn't
room.
exist anymore.
Well,
Doesn't exist.
So Drew Pine is a Bowling Green transfer. Who,
he's Pine left. He's the worst quarterback of all time.
left as in got hurt.
No, left as in transferred.
Just
Drew
left.
Drew Pine was their backup last year, and then he's god awful. And then he's now at whatever. He got macked.
He's the white.
Also, Drink should just wear black visors because that fluorescent yellow is quite the look there.
GBT'd
Oh,
on that.
dog. You don't like that? You don't like the yellow?
That's too bright. Be
Let's
gold
go.
if you're gonna do that.
Go
No.
Bulldogs! Let's go Bulldogs!
I don't
Let's
mind
go.
the body language. I don't mind the body language of this freshman.
Zollers.
No, they're
is a
okay
true
right now.
freshman.
They're hanging out like this is okay.
Like he's
Yeah,
not
this kid's
freaking
a
out.
true freshman.
State's up 10.
State's up 10.
It's up 10, and Alabama's throwing the ball deep on 4th and 1. I just what are like they're killing my line. Although he was wide open and he dropped the ball.
I mean, see, that's Lane's defense, Siski, because they had an opening had the snap been good on that 4th down from their 17 or whatever it was.
Wait, so Chase, you're not even mad at Drinkowitz's hoodie. You're talking about the visor.
Oh, no good.
Yeah, the visor.
Let's go, Norse.
He missed it?
You
Oh, yeah.
cannot miss that kick. God, you cannot miss that kick.
Honestly, the only decision I was actually cool with today was the taking of the delay of game. I do believe in I hate that angle 25.
Oh no, take the angle away. Yeah. All good.
Whoa. I'm going to clap on this one, okay? I'm going to clap on this
All right.
one.
Yep.
All right. The reason that delay of game happened because Lane took 25 seconds to decide if he was going to go for it kick the field. He didn't go.
But
Let me back it up 5 for the angle.
But you're not.
No,
But you wouldn't say a 30 is easier than a 25 from that angle.
brother, in no shape, form, or fashion, I'm not asking my kicker to back
He's
up.
saying it was not a decision.
Come out. Come on, guys. This shit ain't hard. Do you want to freaking putt from 15 feet, or you want to putt from fucking 25 feet?
That's not the equivalent at all. That's nowhere near
it's
the
not.
equivalent.
100% it is. It's what they do.
The angle
They
matters
kick all day long. That's what they do. They kick all day long.
Would you rather have a 4-foot putt straight in or a 3-foot putt that's got some crazy ass slope on it?
You're wrong on this. This is like saying, would you rather have a straight 5-foot putt,
Yes.
or would you rather have a 3-foot down the hill slider? Let me tell you what I'd rather have. Give me the straight
up. I'm bringing in the golf analogy, but in no shape, form, or fashion am I backing my kicker up. All day long, from the time that they arrive at the facility to the time they get their freaking chicken box, is kick the football up the uprights. I want the closer one.
You hate kickers.
I do, with a passion.
Yeah. Yes. As someone who held a lot of field goals in his life, the difference between 20 yards in the left hash and 25 yards or even 30 yards in the left hash is a significant difference. You don't have to turn your entire body this way.
Lawrence Tynes ruined it for me, for everybody. Like, I've hated kickers ever since
Lawrence
Tynes.
I have a guest. My very pregnant wife would like to say hello. This is my wife, Mary Claire.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, MC. How are you?
Including her Saturdays. She's bringing me a charger. Sorry, I disrupted that.
You're fine.
I got to shout out.
I think their sides were very well noted.
I got to shout out. There was a fan in the crowd after that Vandy missed field goal who gave out the most obvious get fucked nerds I've ever seen in my life after that hit the goalpost. Did anybody else catch that? That guy was directly on camera just chirping them.
A Vandy fan?
Oh, yeah. They exist.
Aaliyah dubbed this game the GDI Bowl. She thinks Missouri and Vandy are the most GDI fan bases of all time.
It is the two most non-SEC schools of all time, and it's not really a close second.
Dr. Z in the chat taking Jeffrey's side. Tyler is wrong, doesn't understand geometry.
You want to take a math test with me, Dr. Z? I bet I win.
Are you good at the math, Siski?
I can do English, but I can do them.
Let's go, Cox! Let's go, Cox!
I will not take a grammar test with you, but I'll go.
Touchdown, South Carolina, all of a sudden.
Do not go for two.
Nick Harbor, 54-yard touchdown.
You'll never guess what the route was.
It had to be something
14-12 tied.
It was something. Oh, God, don't go for two. Damn it. I don't want them to win the game.
I'll tell you what, though, as far as Missouri being a fit in the SEC, one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed was in 2019 when I was a reporter. I didn't put in my credential on time because I just never fucking did what I was supposed to do. So I had to go pick it up at Will Call at their old basketball arena. Go. The day Ole Miss played there in 2019, I had to walk across their tailgating thing to get my credential. And the Cardinals were playing a day game in the NLCS, and every single tent at their tailgate was Cardinals Nationals. They were so much more dialed into professional baseball than they were anything college football wise. It was actually kind of jarring.
You know what happens when you give the 6'5", 240-pound guy that runs a 10-3 a free release on a vertical route? Not success.
You when you said 10-3, I didn't realize you were talking about the 100.
Yes.
Yeah.
At first I thought you were I was like, wait, that sounds like the skinniest, slowest human being I've ever heard. Does that guy have leg braces? Does he have polio?
Let's give the 240-pound guy a free release on a vertical route. See how that works out for you. Wow.
Damn.
Why would does Shane just have I want to go for 2 against Bama PTSD?
I wouldn't go for 2 until the fourth quarter. Maybe late in the third if it's your last drive.
It was open.
Yeah, but Lenoris is throwing.
That was 2 bad plays for my line right there, right back to back. Not good for the pocketbook.
The problem is I was trying to figure out if we could middle, but I have 12, you have 11.5, so there's not really a middle for us.
Who you got? South Carolina? Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
You went the other way. You actually bet on them?
Oh, yeah.
Did you cringe when you hit the send button?
Oh, yeah. I hated it every second.
Usually when you cringe on the send buttons, the ones that hit.
Well, I also took Michigan State tonight. There's no reason to take Michigan State.
Well, brother, I can tell you this. Last week, I had
a field goal off, the cover off.
I had a couple extra Diet Millers in me, and then placed a wager and fell asleep. And I thought I took Florida State minus the points, only to wake up on Sunday morning and realize that I'd actually hit Stanford.
That is the best. There's nothing better than waking up to an accidental winner.
Yeah, that was like I was like, oh, what happened? What I meant? I said, did Florida State come back and cover? It's like, no way.
No, that used to be the Hawaii bet when you're one eyeing it late night and you don't remember if you hit Hawaii or if you didn't hit Hawaii, and then you woke up, you're like, oh, I guess I won.
Yeah, that was a surpriser.
Yeah, Neil is walking back to his Airbnb. There was literally nowhere to set up there. I got that text from him a little bit ago. So we're gonna give him probably 10 minutes, and if he doesn't show up, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, at some point, it kind of is what it is. It's not like we aren't going to be talking about it all week long. Let's see.
For the next 6 weeks.
Hey, how do you have to handle AJ now that he's doing this? Like, what's the situation with the show?
Nothing. Just he can't put bets in.
That's the only thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Does Bama?
Did you know that was coming, Siski?
Does Alabama have?
Did you know he was doing that?
Oh no, I had no idea until it announced.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think Neil could have managed his campaign.
I don't think that's the one thing he doesn't. He's got the right people doing his campaign. I think he's got that's how he got in it.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't know until Thursday, man. I was like, holy shit, what are you running for office? I was like, God dang it.
Wait, does Alabama have online wagering?
No.
Okay.
No, they do not.
So he
Does
definitely
he promise to bring that to fruition if he's elected?
He doesn't, dude. He doesn't there's a lot of things he doesn't do that people probably think he does. He doesn't gamble. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do anything. He's a different bird. He plays the shit out of golf though. He has a competitive problem. It's a good thing he doesn't get into the gambling stuff. He's got the golf thing going.
Look! It's like rule number 1, Siski. I'm shocked that D1 athlete is good at golf. Like, it's amazing. I'm blown away that they can push.
He's really improved. He's really improved. Like he just works. I mean, he works at it. He was not very good for a long time. And
guys, I got news for y'all. Columbia ain't a sure thing. They're getting after. South Carolina's getting after Simpson. This is not like this is just kind of hang around. This is now starting to get like, hey, and also we do have some evidence that DeBoer, when he gets into these games, it's not exactly the best.
Chase,
so can you talk to him at all about anything political, though, Siski? Like, what are the rules like where you'd have to give another candidate time or whatever?
You're asking me about political rules? Dude, I have no.
Yeah, because if you have a candidate on, you have to offer the same amount to the other candidates or whatever.
It's not broadcast.
Is that actually a rule?
Oh well, no, yeah, Jeffrey's right. It's a freaking podcast. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Network. You'll never believe this. MSNBC does not give equal time.
Yeah. Okay.
Fox
my bad.
Does not give equal time.
This is not a debate.
Never mind.
Television. Yes, you have to give equal.
I have no idea what you're. I was like, what are we?
My bad. Yeah.
But Chase,
Yeah,
to
if
your
you have
point about
if you have broadcast license, you have to be fair to all parties or whatever it is. My bad.
If it's network.
Yeah.
I
If
mean,
it's like over the air, available.
all I know is y'all out here asking me questions. I know the P in MPW Digital's on the far left and the W is right there on the left. Y'all asking me the questions. I think that's fucked up. You put
I
me on the
thought you were
spot.
an expert on like on air law and stuff.
Put me on the spot again. The P and MPW is on the far left. The W is on the left. And you put the guy who has you put me on the spot. It's your
Well, I will
network.
say, Chase, to your point about D1 athletes just being good at golf, you know, it really pisses me off. Like Ryan Buchanan, childhood friend of mine, didn't play golf for like 12 years, stops playing football, and is now better at golf than I've ever been in my life. Dude's probably a +1, +2 handicap. The shit's just not fair. It's total bullshit.
Yeah, imagine then when they're your little brothers, and I use "little" in air quotes.
Yeah.
It has to be a weird thing to be the oldest, Jeffrey. Like it does have to be really strange to be the oldest.
I was totally when Blair, because Blair's so much bigger than I am. When he started hitting it as far as he did, that was fine. It was then when Connor, who's not that much bigger than I am, he starts pounding at 315. That when I was like, life's not fair.
That's what was surprised about AJ's golf game is he doesn't hit it super long, but when he gets an iron in his hand, like his distance control and short game is as good as you'll find. So he'll put one in the shit and then still figure out a way to make par. Or if he's in the fairway, he's like I think he went and played. I guess there was a college tournament somewhere like last week or this week or somewhere, and he was like the captain for the Alabama team, like for the deal, whatever. He had 6 birdies.
Damn.
You know, he can
Like on his own ball?
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair.
No, he can score. He can score.
All right, so let's reset here for a minute, and I'll check with him. Vandy up 7, State up 10, and Carolina has the ball. Is that where we are?
Carolina's getting the ball back whenever we come back from commercial. What else do we have?
It could get weird. It's gonna get weird fast tonight, I believe. Things don't go right in Baton Rouge. I think it's gonna get weird quick.
Do you really?
I do.
Are you saying
even with the situation with that?
Yeah, in terms of that game?
I am of the opinion I don't think so, but I just, man, it's a lot of emotional people, man.
Are you saying in the sense of if LSU doesn't win, it gets weird? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That I totally subscribe to that.
Why do y'all think we've had this thing for almost 2 years now with the rev share upcoming, and I've actually subscribed to this belief of coaches with large buyouts, you can't fire them because they don't have the money, and then all of a sudden we've hit year 2 of this and they've somehow found the money. Why do y'all think that's the case? Honestly, I don't know the answer to that.
They've only found the money really on one, right? I mean,
which is Franklin.
Like I always said, 20 is kind of the number, right? Like the max end up. And so Billy was right there. And I think his was actually a little bit less. I can't remember. But regardless.
Like what you were insinuating, if they were to somehow find it for Brian Kelly, they would have to find a shit ton of money, would they not?
Shit ton.
Yeah.
It seems like the thing is, because I think everyone with Franklin, everyone saw $49 million. And obviously he's owed that. But there's also the reality of it was over 6 years and it gets mitigated based on him. And he clearly wants another job. So
that 100% is true, but per sources, when you do that, somebody actually has to write the check and it goes in escrow. Like it's not like we don't pay as we go. Like you got to like put that money in escrow that it's there in case he doesn't. So they actually physically had to come up with that money.
Like you have to have all of it up front and it goes in escrow instead of just like a pay as you go structure.
Per sources.
That's actually kind of fascinating.
No, Tyler, I do agree with you. If A&M wins tonight, because that fan base they have already moved, like they're done with him. Like that's the thing about Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's the type of human being that you'll put up with him if you're winning, but when you're not winning, it is so easy to move on from him because he's so unlikable.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Texas is gonna get interesting too.
Okay,
Texas
so
the
can we discuss the funniest part of Rossini's report?
Yeah, that was.
The Rossini's report that also Sark has let Texas officials know that he is interested in NFL openings, including the Titans, as if like the Titans is like some type of taboo. Like, listen, I'm so dead serious about the NFL, I'll even go to the Titans. Like it was a threat almost.
And the only other thing is like about that, like I get somebody, I don't know how, but like the common sense police though is like when when you're a coach at a place like Texas and you go on the road to Kentucky and you have to go to overtime to beat them, you don't go and you talk to the AD on Sunday morning and you're not in the mood. You don't go, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know I'm interested in looking for NFL head coaching jobs. Like said no coach ever. I don't know how that even got missed. Like some of these reports get kind of like things get lost in translation a little bit, a little game of telephone, but I don't even know how the telephone line gets that kinked up.
Yeah.
Well, Ziski, why did you say you think Texas gets interesting?
All right. If they lose this game today,
Yeah, sure.
okay, that puts them at 3 losses. They got to play Vanderbilt at home. They got to go to
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, and they play Texas A&M to end the season.
But the guys made the playoff the last 2 years and was made the semifinal 2 years ago.
So did James Franklin. These are emotional people with money.
Fair enough.
I also think this is true.
Wow,
And
really?
you can disagree with this, but I think this is also true. When these schools decide we're going all in and we're going like, hey, we're going for broke, I think more coaches are going to get held responsible, whether or not it is really their fault. Like, but when Penn State spent all this money, like thinking, hey, we've got the title, and it goes the way that it does, I think that they're going to be the ones paying the price.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's gonna be weird, you know. Hugh extended his contract by 7 more days.
So what's the next landmine for him? Because then he have like a couple more like that schedule.
Kentucky at home, is it at home?
He's got Kentucky
He's still
at
got
home.
Kentucky left. He's got Missouri, right? And they've got
he's
this
already-
situation.
He's got to go to Vandy
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
and then Alabama.
With Sark, though, Siski, a lot of these other jobs, like if Florida State fired Mike Norvell, could they get a better coach? I think, yeah, they could. Do you think Texas could get a better coach than Steve Sarkisian at this moment?
No, and the whole Norvell thing, like Norvell can coach football too. I mean, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like you're not winning. Like we get this can't coach and not winning thing confused a lot. You know what I mean? It's like
I would also say this. Somebody
I was like, imagine being one of the top 25 guys at your profession on planet Earth, and people selling that you fucking suck.
I agree. I would also say this about Mike, who covered him his entire career. Mike kind of has the Baptist revival preacher, like that's his move, like that's his note. And when it's not winning, like that gets grating, man. Like people turn off on that. Like everybody's rah happy when it works, but if it doesn't work, man, you sour on it very quickly.
Neil, back in your Airbnb, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, kind of back on that topic for a minute. Ole Miss 34, Oklahoma 26. We're just kind of hanging out watching the games here at this point. Won't keep you long. No, it's been quite the long day. We've all been trying to analyze a video of Lane Kiffin throwing a visor and then saying words. You got any idea what the hell he was actually saying?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't go down to the field. I just went as soon as the game was over. I didn't get out of the press box in time to get to the field, so I just went to the media room. I never saw that. I don't know what he said or didn't say or anything like that. He was asked something about it, and he gave a nondescript answer.
I saw one version
afterward,
of it.
go ahead.
It appears that Lane Kiffin said, "Take that, Neil McCready," but I'm just miming it.
It's certainly possible, Brian, that there were a few people that took to social media and for some reason picked on me because I tweeted something about momentum at some point.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
I told one guy to fuck off, but I did say to do it. I said I mean this kindly and with all due respect. So I think if you say it with all due respect, it makes it okay.
That makes it fine, really, I think.
Yeah. It's in the Geneva Convention. If you say with all due
Yeah.
respect, you can say whatever you want.
I mean, I didn't really tell him what I wanted to tell him, so I did it as nicely as I could.
I am kind of proud of you. We got Funky's cap on. We got the Horn Legend vest on. You're looking right today.
Shout out Horn Legend.
Me, always trying to represent, Chase.
What are you drinking?
Neil, Chase finally got my Horn Legend. I cannot say enough good things.
It looks like a Coors
Banquet. Oh, wow. Coors Banquet.
Banquet beer.
I knew it. A little short top.
Wow.
It's excellent.
Those are excellent.
All right. Otherwise, Lane, afterward, just take us through it for a minute. I won't keep you a terribly long time.
Yeah, I mean, he was very proud of his team. Talked about how, they were kind of in the same spot in some ways that they were a week ago. Had let a double-digit lead get away and fallen behind. And that stadium was on the cusp of getting loud. I mean, Oklahoma fans were starting to get excited. It was 26-25 OU, and it was, like I said, it was getting loud. Their sideline was getting excited. They had a new energy to them, and Ole Miss drove down the field and got a touchdown, and then made a big play on a punt return around midfield, and made plays. A week ago, they didn't make plays at Georgia, and the fourth quarter got away from them. They lost the fourth quarter 17-0, and today they didn't let the fourth quarter get away from them. They won the fourth quarter 9-0, and it was a big win. And he talked about how those are hard wins to get, and history shows that's right. Those are hard wins to go get on the road, and it would have been real easy for them to, like he said, kind of have the here we go again mentality, and instead they made plays and they got a dub, and they've put themselves in great shape, but they've still got work to do, and like he said, they can't focus on where they are in the playoff race and stuff like that. They've just got to stick to the process and take it, as cliche as it is, it's true, one game at a time. But this was a big one. I mean, this obviously gives them some momentum and a little juice and some energy heading back home for a 3-game homestand, as opposed to what it would have been like had they, lost both of these road games. They needed to get one, and they got one.
Yeah, you talked about looking at these together as a kind of a 2-game road trip standpoint, go 1-1 and then move on. I mean, at this point, and it's an obvious thing, but anything less than 10-2 would be a severe disappointment as we are moving forward to November here. I mean, they should at minimum be in the playoff conversation come Thanksgiving.
Oh, I mean, look, they control their own destiny. They can go 11-1 and I guess depending on what happens, perhaps go to Atlanta, but certainly host a playoff game, and that should absolutely be the objective at this point. I mean, you had to get one of the 2 games. They got it. And so now, I mean, look, I know South Carolina's – I don't have a TV in front of me. I have no idea what's going on. It's a long story.
14-12 Alabama, and South Carolina just got it back.
I mean, South Carolina won't be a pushover next week, but it's still a game Ole Miss should win at home. They'll beat the Citadel. They should beat Florida at home. And, I mean, all due respect to Mississippi State, as difficult of a game as I think that's going to be, it's a game they should win. But they've given themselves –
Do what?
They're up 10. They're up 10.
State is up 10, Neil. Yeah.
Who's winning the Vanderbilt game?
Vanderbilt's up 10-3, and the Missouri quarterback broke things.
No, it's tied at 10. It's tied at 10.
10-10 now. But the kid from Missouri broke his leg.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's bad. Don't watch it.
I won't.
Yeah. Yeah, they had something in goal to go, and it was bad. So 10-10 in the game there, but obviously Missouri's season down to a third string quarterback here at this juncture. Just a couple of the things. We talked about it at the start of the show, but we get your perspective on it being there, and you see some different body language stuff. Trinidad, feet kept him alive. Siski's really talked about that throughout the day. And he has that part in the third quarter when Oklahoma takes the lead. He misses on 6 of 7 throws. And then for his ability to rebound, he goes 6 of 7 to finish there for the fourth quarter, including those 2 huge throws to Winston Watkins, including the last one that was sort of the play of the day in a way. What'd you just kind of see from him overall this afternoon?
He just has a lot of charisma. He has a lot of composure. I mean, Oklahoma throws a lot of looks at you. that's a mentally grueling team to play because they throw a lot of. If you watch Pete's Pigskin preview, you sort of saw some of it. They throw a lot of different fronts. They blitz from depth. They drop linemen into coverage. I mean, you have to do a lot of work pre-snap. You have to think a lot pre-snap. And then he had a couple of throws that obviously got away from him. Some of those throws in that stretch, there was nothing there. And he did the right thing by not trying to force something. Oklahoma's big on the edges. Those two defensive ends are really good. They got their hands on the football some. I thought he played well. I did. I thought the offensive line played well. And then I thought Kewan Lacey was just an absolute beast in pass protection. And they played – Daquan Wright was hurt. Probably sounds like it was kind of a game-time decision. Lane referred to it as playing with a major injury. Haas played more today than he's played in a while. Bruckler was obviously big. Odom had a drop on the 2-point play that Simmons threw. They weren't perfect, and this team's not going to be perfect. I think their identity is, like Lane said, they don't have as many elite players as they did a year ago, and the ones that they do have are kind of young, like Watkins and Kewan. But this is a team that we talked about this earlier in the year. They have sort of found ways to win games, and here's another one-score game, and they win it. It could have kind of easily gone the other way, and it didn't. And I think it's kind of a high-character team. Their whole meeting on Friday night that people in the national media wrote about, like, holy shit, what are you? Don't even get me started. I so badly want to make fun of a couple media outlets, but I won't.
Coach talks to the team. Yeah, go ahead.
His meeting was about, hey, let's have toughness. Let's be resilient. Let's be aware that we're going on the road. There's going to be adversity. Oklahoma's going to make plays. They're going to do things. It's a proud program. It's a storied place to play. It's a beautiful stadium. It's a really cool environment. The whole deal. And he's like, hey, let's try to keep our composure and let's try to be resilient. And that's what they did. I mean, that's what the whole thing was about. Is we've had adversity and we're going to have adversity again. Let's find a way to push through that adversity.
The
we have
current line,
news.
by the way, go ahead. Well, hold on. The current line for Ole Miss is minus 25 to make the college football playoff quarterfinals right now. So you're in the negative money on making the quarterfinals if you'd like to bet on the Rebels right now, minus 125. Hey, what was Lane doing going for it on 4th down from his own 15?
Total insanity, I thought, but you have to punt there, right? But I mean, he said if they get a good snap and the run was there to get the first down. I've never coached anything outside of one powder puff game in my life, so it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and be the judging guy, but I have a hard time believing that there's any analytical book that says, yeah, here, 4th and 1 on this spot, up 12, go for it. Now, that being said, all that Oklahoma got out of it was a field goal. Ole Miss came back and got the field goal, so that didn't – even if that game had gone south, that's not where it went south. Crazy decision, but that's not where the game went south. It gone south. It went south for a minute, but they bounced back.
If they lost the game, we would be discussing the two huge busts in coverage and assignment on the two huge plays for Oklahoma, I think.
I'm with you, Neil, but I also think he made decisions that kept that. Ole Miss was in position to win that game comfortably, and he made decisions that kept Oklahoma in the game. And I just don't think there's any getting around that today.
Yeah, no, I agree. He did that one, and then, they went for another 4th down where I was kind of like, man, I'd think about punting here, and they got the first down. So, it's who he is. It's been who he is for about 6 years now. It's not going to change. Had that play led to a Oklahoma comeback, it would have been a defining decision for him. But as it stood, it's not. We probably, as a media outlet, as a media core, didn't grill him enough on it. But he said they thought they had something, and had they had a good snap, they were going to get a first down. Now, I haven't seen a film or anything. I'll have to take his word for it.
I think we're going to go with Coors Banquet for our word of the week. So you can go ahead and send those emails to me when the show ends, not before the show ends. Again, brought to you by Realtree, realtree.com. Taking care of you with hunting, camo, lifestyle brands. They help Ole Miss. They can help you as well. Again, realtree.com. Coors Banquet, spell it correctly, use all correct pronunciation if you'd like to be entered into this week's contest. And only 1 week away, next week's when we will give away the Lane Kiffin signed helmet. If you want Lane to sign it, you don't have to. We don't have to do that. But if you want it signed by Lane Kiffin, we will take care of that before we ship it to you. So again, realtree.com on that one. When you get on the road,
Trying to decide right now. I'm probably just going to get up super early in the morning and drive. It's one of those deals where if I get in the car right now and start driving, I'm going to hate myself in a couple hours. And and then it's going to be real tempting to keep going and keep going and keep going. And I don't need to do that. I'm probably just going to get up early and drive and I'll get there when I get there tomorrow. It's that whole thing of having 10 thoughts in front of you that, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I need to sit down and work on that for a little bit and push through, but it's going to be a long Sunday.
Well, Chase.Parham@gmail.com, the email address for that. So that is where we are for the Realtor thing. Sorry, I forgot to do that. And yeah, if you send it during the show, you do not get added in. I just make fun of you at that point. So that's where we.
Yeah, and email it to Chase, not to me.
Yeah, me.
Email it to
Chase.Parham@gmail.com. That is what you do there. Neil, he forwards a few of them, but you're disqualified if you do that and send it to him instead. That does not work. Last thing, he mentioned Austin Simmons at all?
A little bit. He talked about how they had some things in that they wanted to do with him and that he missed on the one throw, and then he made a good throw on the 2-point play and Odom dropped it, which is true. I had it on my binoculars. It was right there. It was a good throw. I'm sure they're trying to keep him engaged and they're trying to keep his morale up, and he does have a really good arm, and he hasn't played a lot. I mean, this season is, let's face it, has gone completely antithetical to what Austin would have anticipated it going, and Trinidad's the quarterback. I mean, Pete Nakos can put out his tweet on Wednesday. When he does, I'm going to respond this week. I think I'm going to find I don't know, like an obvious Patrick Mahomes will start for the Chiefs on Sunday. I mean, that's where we are. I mean, it's not this. There's no drama here. I mean, Lane's smart enough to know, like Missouri learned today, right? I mean, you can lose a quarterback and you need the other kid to be engaged emotionally and intellectually and physically. And Austin's healthy, and I'm sure he wants to play. And Trinidad's just played at a level that he's their guy, right? So, and people are making this like some dramatic thing. I mean, it's Chambliss is the quarterback, but I'm sure that if there are ways that they can keep Simmons engaged, they're going to do it, because who knows? He might turn an ankle and you need him for a quarter or 2 quarters or a game, and so that's kind of what I think he's trying to do without saying that.
A couple super chats. We close. Patty says Lane threw his visor and said something to the way of "we own this blank" or "we own this stadium." Videos with a better angle all over now that show that being more of what was said there. Austin, thank you. And then Tim, little gas money for Neil there. Thank you as well. As we're closing. Carolina up 15-14 on the Tide with 1:27 to go in the third quarter right now, and Columbia's rocking. They're all in over there.
Carolina's dictating that game too. They are.
Yeah.
The pads are popping.
That's one of those places that's one of those places you don't want to let them keep it alive in the fourth quarter, because that place is actually, people who've never been to a game there where they're winning in the fourth quarter don't understand this. And it's fine. I understand that. But that is one of the handful of places that can absolutely dictate the outcome of a game late. It is so loud. I'm sure Tyler's been there when it just gets electric and you can't hear. And I mean, I don't care how good your offense is. If you can't hear, it makes everything harder.
Can I clarify one thing in the chat before we go, Chase?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, there's people in there saying that Rippy's citing the Geneva Convention, but didn't know planes could refuel in the air. I don't know what the Geneva Convention is. That might be a glorified sales conference for all I give a shit. I was quoting Talladega Nights. Watch a movie, you nerds. I don't know what the Geneva Convention is. For God's sake. So
it kind of fit though, because those are a bunch of treaties that basically formed like humanitarian law, Rippy. So yeah, that
would be news to me. I was just quoting the great Ricky Bobby. And then I also want to say I look forward to the new to On3. Lane Kiffin discussed future with team per MPW postgame show. Neil McCready, 250 words. Please click on this. So anyway, that's all I had. That's all I had.
All right. Y'all guys really hung in today. That kind of happens after a win, but big day for go ahead, Jeffrey. No, that post game we had with Bo, where we were here for freaking ever last year. No, God no.
What time did this game end? By the way,
yesterday.
2:50 maybe, something like that. 2:45. Well, I mean, we've been going for 2:30, and I mean, I started within 10 minutes.
It was so frustrating. They said we'll hold the elevators at 5 minutes. I got there, there was 4:57 on the clock, and by God, they meant it. And so.
That's great.
I was just bless her heart. She's just following rules. She thanked me for being nice to her.
Oh, well, that was good. But another huge week for you guys. Again, 7-1 for Ole Miss, moving into South Carolina week. Will be another big. Hi, hello. You got another win. Your record is fantastic, Josephine. Record's very good.
Hey,
there.
Josephine.
Oh wow, got a kiss. Blew a kiss. Yeah. So, all right. On that note, we will wrap Realtree.com. Appreciate all those guys. Back next week, Ole Miss, South Carolina home game. Find out the time for that, 2:30 or 6:30. It is flexed, and we will talk to you then. Appreciate all you guys. Enjoy the Rebels. Take care.